Bangin Beers 155. We are back today, and we got our pal Zach hanging out with us today. What's going on, Zach?
Top of the morning to you.
Bring a little bit
in. Toty.
So we are celebrating St. Paddy's Day a little early because it's on a Thursday this year. So we are going to crank down some classic Irish beers. We have one local variant of a Irish style, and we got some Tully to sip on here too. So all right, how you feeling about that, Tony?
I'm excited for the Tully. There's a lot of dark beers here on the table and some stouts that are going to be
not going to be Tony's favorite.
That are going to be a little tough for me, but we'll get through it. We'll fight our way through. Maybe this is the episode I turn the corner on darker beers. I think each one I'm getting a little less coffeeier, and I'm getting flavors I didn't have before. So maybe I'm evolving, as the Pokemon term would be.
We're winning through attrition.
Yeah, we're just gonna force you to like them.
Yeah, listen, that's
kind of what happened to your dad in IPAs.
Yeah, so that's the whole purpose of the show is to keep, figuring yourself out until you find your style of beer. And listen, not every beer is going to be for you, but you got to find appreciation for it.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So first off, go check out our merch page. We added a brand new special edition Paddy's Pub style Bangin Beers shirt that I'm a huge Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan, so I thought it was perfect for the occasion.
So love it. We had one before, but Andy, he wanted to make it a little more of the Paddy's look, a little longer, so we accommodated that, and he took a second attempt at it. So the old one is now gone. So if you own it like Bob does, that's gone. That's gone forever. That's a limited edition now. You can sell that later for thousands of dollars when we get famous. Or ruples, right?
I understand the way the ruble is now. I can sell for thousands of rubles today.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's if it doesn't peel off on you
after
a while.
I think that one's one of the etched in design ones. It's not like screen printed, I think.
Yeah. We officially just, if you go on Teespring or TeePublic, we still have a spot there. We still have a spot on Redbubble. We just don't promote it as much. Redbubble, I really don't know what the quality is. TeePublic, we've been having some quality issues where people wash it twice and it falls apart. Not really cool with that. And Teespring, some people don't like the quality of the shirts, but the print stays on. Another thing we did too is I prefer the premium shirts, but premium doesn't go to every size. So I do the casual shirt, which some people don't like the quality of. I think the casuals are fine, but they go to larger sizes, so we can get up to that 5X for our big boys. But we actually reduced the price, so a casual shirt is the same price as a premium. They're both $20. So, and then we have a premium hoodie and a premium, we try to keep them as low as we possibly can, and then still try to make $2 or $3 per shirt. So if you do,
I can't remember which site I got this one from, but this I'm gonna say that there's no issues with this one because I've had it for over a year.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, we have a lot of good beers. Did anyone brave the storms yesterday?
Yes.
I did not.
I did.
Yeah.
It took me 2 hours to get to Allentown. I was all over the place.
Ooh.
It was so bad. It was scary. But then once I got past the turnpike, the roads were just wet. And then I get into Jersey, no snow, nothing.
Yeah, you went to Monster Mania, right?
Yeah, I went to Monster Mania yesterday, and it's just what aggravates me is it took me all them hours through the storm to get somewhere that had nothing.
Yeah, that's
what? Not a lot of people brought stuff.
No. There's no weather.
The weather in Jersey, there was nothing.
Oh, really?
It was dry. I'm like, I fought the snow for this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, at least you got there safe.
Yeah, I had to go. Just me though. It took forever though.
That was the Dexter reunion, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much the entire cast of Dexter was there.
Yeah, Michael C. Hall, he was in a private room, so you'll never see him.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to get at least a glimpse at him. They usually have them in a private room somewhere,
and that you have to go pay to go in the private room.
You pay to do the photo op. It's timed, and you won't get near him. It's like his first convention, so
yeah,
it's a given that you won't get near him.
That kind of sucks. One of my favorite things is walking by a table and you're like, oh,
I go to Chiller a lot, and I know that
I used to go.
Occasionally when you have bigger names like that, they have handlers. Yeah, so they're
Mm-hmm.
I met Elvira there once, and I didn't even have to wait in a line, but that was a long time ago. I like Chiller. It's different because different vendors, different people, and a little more calmer. Monster Mania. I love it, but a little tight.
Although it is cool, like the one I went to with you a long time ago that I still fucking hate Bill S. Preston Esquire. But it was right, I think it was season 1 or 2 of Walking Dead, I think, when we went. It was a
around
long
that.
time
It
ago.
was like probably a decade ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like, I didn't really plan on meeting Michael Rooker or T Dog, but like, they just kind of bullshitted with me while I was standing there. While I think you guys were doing something, I was just sitting there bullshit with Michael Rooker and
That was
T
the
Dog.
one David Prowse was that?
Yes, because we met David Prowse,
Yeah.
the guy behind
Rest
Darth
in peace.
Vader.
Yeah. So you're famous in your household now. So Taylor just woke up and sees you on TV, so he's pretty excited. There you
Hi,
go.
Taylor.
Daddy's famous. To 13 people. And we'll take it. All right.
Good
So
enough.
let's crack our first one. Dealer's choice here. Well, we have the show
let's
beer.
talk
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
show beer first, because this is a gift to us. This is going to break the Irish theme here, but this is a gift to us from a brewery in Virginia.
Yes.
Billy's got the info on this. This is someone he knows. They have a connection to the brewery.
Yeah. A girl that I met that comes in and buys beer at the craft house. Her sister and brother-in-law own a brewery down in Virginia. It's called Powers Farm and Brewery. So they grow everything there that they put in the beer. All ingredients come from the local area. I listened to an interview with him that he did on another podcast, and all their produce and stuff, they go into like a co-op type deal. So they'll go and they'll have it like at farmers markets, and they'll trade with other farms that don't have the same type of things and whatever. But this was actually picked for us by the brewers, because she
Awesome.
asked me to look at the menu and to pick something, and I said just have them pick for us.
Sweet. So what do we
This
got
is
here?
real quick before you read this. I had to, I mean, obviously I know it's a sour, but it flirts with like a sour and a cider almost.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I think a lot of the hints from the wine bottles give it ironically that cider quality.
Yeah, it tastes like there's apples in it. I don't know if there is,
Yeah.
but it has like a green apple taste to it.
Yeah, it does.
I think that's coming from the oak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
like, kind of like the Chardonnay.
it's good.
type business.
Do like
That's really good. What
Yeah.
do we got, Billy?
It's called the Greenway extension. It's a Berliner Weiss, brewed with Virginia grown Calypso barley and malted wheat. This classic style was aged for a little over 3 months in Virginia wine barrels. It is soured the traditional way with lactobacillus and thyme. Clean from aging, slightly tart from the lacto fermentation. Comes in at 4.3% ABV.
Yeah, this is tasty.
I actually
Good.
have one friend that had this before.
Oh, yeah?
He's local down there. He gave it a 3.75.
Gotta get a little more on that
comment.
mic, Bob. You're good. I'm just gonna tip you down a little bit. There you go.
You meet some pretty good people at the craft house.
Yes.
That's like a good
Yeah.
quality of working there.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit of connections and
Yep.
learning experience.
This is nice. Like, it has like a slight, like, well, they said they did it the classic way, so it has that like farmhouseiness to it.
Yeah.
Tell
But,
us,
like,
tell
you
us
can
what
definitely get the like
Sorry.
a little bit of the wine as well.
tell us your experience that happened recently at the craft house.
Oh,
This made my day, by the way.
Yeah, it made mine too. So I was in working and I hear a guy call my name, and I look over and I'm like, I don't know this guy.
No idea what this is.
No idea who it is. But he actually came in and was buying some Toppling Goliath, like almost everything we had. He grabbed a 4-pack of, because someone he works with, I guess, is going to be on
Interviews with everyday people.
Interviews with Everyday People, and he told him about this show, and he said that he started watching and listening, and he said that he enjoyed it, and we have a new fan.
Yeah, his
he's
friend
actually,
told me, because his friend reached out because
Yeah.
he's going to be on the show on
Yeah.
Monday.
because
And he's like, I told my buddy, I go, did your buddy buy a bunch of Toppling Goliath? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, he also was pissed off me that I didn't tell him about your podcast sooner.
Nice.
but he's a home brewer, so he said he's been doing it for 15 years.
Oh,
I
that's
think he
awesome.
said. So I said to him we'll
Get
see
us some
about
samples.
see about reaching out, maybe have
remember
him
his
on the
name?
show and bring some stuff in. No, but he's in fairly often because he works in Haven and lives in, I think, Fountain Springs.
Awesome. Well, listen, that word
so
of
he
mouth
drives by.
that word of mouth is really what helps us out for the network and these shows. So thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. It means the world, and it made it both all of our days when we
Yep.
put in the chat. Like, somebody came in and bought the beer we just had because they heard it on the episode and wanted to try it, and that's what it's all about. And it warmed our cockles.
It's
Yep.
a good learning experience. Watching the show with different beers and information on breweries. So
And then we throw some fun stuff in there.
Yeah, like, we're gonna have you recap your Monster Mania here in a little bit. So
yeah.
I have a question then, because I think Bob's fully new converted, but a new album dropped that we can talk about.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So let's get rolling on the beers. So I'm pouring my first show beer myself, but I think the proper way to start this off is with the classic Guinness Draught. So this is the nitrogen. These don't have the widget in them anymore, though.
No, they got rid of the widget.
I used to have like a little missile widget.
I
in it.
hate
4 or
those.
5 years ago. I think it's been that long.
But so we're gonna go with the classic Guinness. So while I'm doing that, my show beer here is going to be a Guinness Extra Stout, which we are going to feature here as well. So Tony, I figured for your own goodness, I rotated dark, light, dark, light, dark, light.
I like it.
Here,
So
if you want another
Oh,
show
it'll be
beer.
good.
awesome. I got another show beer here. I've been
So-
drinking these all week on the podcast because Bill brought me a 6-pack.
So Guinness, obviously, when you think Ireland beers, you're going to think Guinness. St. James Gate Brewery. This is one of my bucket list visits to get out there and see it. I want to get my Guinness pour certification. Do they do that at the Baltimore Brewery, Bob?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's a bummer. Because I don't know when I'm gonna make it to Ireland. But it is a thing. I really believe like you can taste the difference if you pour Guinness the right way versus the wrong way. But it doesn't. The bottles don't really give it the same as the cans do. But
We do have someone watching on Twitch. I want to give a quick shout out to. I just don't know your name, so I'm just gonna say Jan. But thank you for watching on Twitch and said a lot of good stuff on the table. So thank you. Yeah, and welcome to the St. Patty's Day episode. If you guys are drinking along with us this Sunday, tell us what you're drinking, and always feel free to comment and join in the conversation what we're talking about on the show. We like to interact with our people that watch along.
so you want to read us out, Bob?
All right, so this is Guinness Draught, obviously from the Guinness Brewery. It's considered an Irish dry stout, and it comes in at 4.2% ABV, and it's listed at 45 IBUs. This has been checked into Untapped 750,000 times.
Do you think it's our most checked in beer we've ever had in the show?
Since I've been reading them, I'd say this is, yeah.
That's crazy.
So with over 750,000 check-ins, it has maintained an average score of 3.77. I have 346 friend check-ins where it averages 3.71.
I don't know what this is, but I love it. Dale Gribble says, "Sup fuckers, can I borrow a cigarette from one of y'all until I scrap my mom's Cadillac converter on Wednesday?"
You gotta watch out for the
Next to
pocket
Hank
sand.
Hill, man.
You gotta watch out for that pocket sand.
Yeah. I love that, by the way. Thank you. Hanging out with us on YouTube, Dale. That's the kind of shit we live for on this show. Like we love that's a comment of the day. I'm drinking Bit Tang. It's beer from Indonesia.
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
you had it.
Yeah.
Look at you, Bob. I'm drinking a sour beer this morning by 450 North, a peach ring one. Wow, peach rings are peach is my favorite
Ooh.
flavor beer. So
Tony would
I'm
just
jealous.
blow
Yeah.
all over the table for that.
Yeah, I would go crazy.
All right. Swirling clouds tumble as the storm begins to calm. Settle. Breathe in the moment, then break through the smooth light head to the bittersweet reward. Unmistakably Guinness from the first velvet sip to the last lingering drop, and every deep, dark, satisfying mouthful in between. Pure beauty, pure Guinness. Guinness Draught is sold in kegs, widget cans, and bottles. The ABV varies from 4.1 to 4.3%. Guinness Extra Cold is the exact same beer, only served through a super cooler at 3.5 degrees centigrade. The flavor profile is listed as dark, smooth, creamy, light, and Tony's favorite, coffee.
There it is.
So that's like the J. Peterman catalog write-up of Guinness. This is my favorite beer of all time, so it's a 5 for me. But this is the first beer I've ever had legally.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, look
So
at you.
the day I turned 21, my brother Dave and Brian took me out because none of my friends are 21 yet, because I turned 21 like 5 months before the rest of them. So we went out to actually the Black Diamond is where I had my first
Legal beer.
My first legal
Oh,
beer.
you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember my first beer.
I didn't I don't remember my first beer. My first legal one I do.
My first legal one was McGuire's in Monty City.
What was your that's how I'm gonna go around. Do you remember your first legal beer?
Probably Miller Lite.
But I remember
Miller
it
Lite
was,
or Yingling Lager.
Yeah.
it was Guinness and a shot of Jameson.
I had a Miller Lite and I did a shot. It was called a Dr. Pepper shot. And
Oh,
I did-
yeah.
Yep.
And I did it with my buddy Jesse, who's no longer with us. So I'll always remember the Dr. Pepper shot because that was one of his favorites that he would do.
Dude, it's so crazy how that tastes like the Dr. Pepper.
That's crazy. I'm obsessed with,
Amaretto and a beer.
I'm obsessed with the Dr. Pepper cream ale. like the creamsicle.
Oh, yeah?
dark. Oh, it's so fucking good. What you made a little black and tan over there? I seen you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What'd you use? Harp and Guinness.
Yeah.
I might have to steal.
You don't want to
class.
make Bass. That goes against the Irish.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been telling everybody our concoction that we invented, and I don't care. I'm saying we invented it, but the Lord's Kiss.
Oh, the Hershey
where you
Porter.
take the Hershey Porter and do a black and tan with it with Chetty.
Wow.
Yeah, the Lord's Kiss.
I do like the Guinness Chetty Dark Lord mix over at Wooden Keg also. So that's
Dark
always one of
Lord,
my.
That's
Yep.
genius.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dark Lord, it's fantastic. But you said Miller. What do you remember? What your first legal beer was?
Probably lager.
Lager.
Yeah, you
You
got
got an idea, Bob? It's been a long time.
Yeah, no idea.
So probably like Genesee Creme Ale. I feel like
Well, you
everybody
were in
drank that back
you were in
then.
the service.
I would have been in the military for mine. So yeah, that's
It was probably something overseas or somewhere.
Hey, you got
Were you in Hawaii when you turned 21?
actually where the hell was it when I turned 21? So I left here, and then I went to Florida for school, and the drinking age in Florida was still 18
Oh, nice.
when I did my military. I went to Paris Island, and I got out. The job the school to learn my job was in Pensacola, Florida, and I went there, and it was still 18 there. When I left there, I went to Okinawa. I was in Okinawa for almost 2 years, and when I left there, I went to Hawaii. And by the time I got to Hawaii, I was 23. And while I was stationed in Hawaii, Hawaii was the last state to hold out, and they raised the drinking age to 21 there. But I was already over 21, so it didn't matter anymore.
Nice. I remember my brother Brian's would always tell me, I cannot remember the name of the bar, but he said there was a bar near the base when he was stationed there that they had a drinking around the world thing where like they had like a beer from everywhere, and like if you like you drank all of them throughout the year, you got an award.
Yeah.
So when I was when I was going to the school in Pensacola, it's not there anymore. There used to be a Beers of the World bar called the Ratskeller, and the interior was all German themed, and it was the same thing. And there was a very similar bar close to the base I was stationed at in Hawaii too, that was called Lords and Ladies Pub in Kailua, and they both had Beers of the World Club, and
that actually is it, I think. Lords and Ladies, that's the one he was talking about.
in Kailua.
Yeah.
That's gone too.
That when you said the name, that it clicked.
But you had to drink a beer from a different, and you had a card that you filled out, and they would check it off every time you had it in. As you hit different levels, you would get different rewards, like a T-shirt or a mug with your name on it that they kept there. And
That's sick. Real quick, I want to give a quick thank you and our shout out to our Patreons. We didn't do it at the top of the show. We do have, it goes from $1 to $25. It helps us with equipment, and if enough people go there, maybe we can pay us to go to Ireland one day. But yeah, we want to thank Ryan Vox, who was our t-shirt winner last month. I still have to pick the t-shirt winner for this month. David S., who actually won the Colster. And David S.,
one of a kind Bangin beers Yeti 16 ounce.
he also
Colster.
gave us a gift.
Oh, sick.
But he's part of a disc golf team,
Oh, nice.
and he gave us his team's disc golf hat and a sticker, and it's the Cole Region Disc Golf Team.
Oh,
So he
sweet.
hooked us up with a hat and a sticker to represent.
That's a sweet hat.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
cool logo.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then, well, if anyone wants it for their car, they can have that.
Skook bottle.
Yeah.
Skook bot.
Scoop bot on the
Oh,
side.
that's exclamation points. That's awesome.
So yeah, he hooked us up with that, and he was very appreciative of the gift. He's someone I used to work with fresh out of high school at the movie theater up in Frackville, and he's always been really, really nice and kind and supportive. And ever since I started doing this, he's always kind of been in my corner, rooting me on and pushing me to keep going. So he's a real good dude, and I appreciate the support, the extended support to the Patreon. Brett Squared, Bridget M, Andrew H, Greg R, Heidi B, Ryan G from the Fueled by Hots podcast, Kelly from Crystal Mountain Healing, Tommy B, Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, Brad Z, Higher Than Other Words, and JH. It's crazy that we have 14 people in here because at one point we had 3. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's super helpful.
It's so sick. Thank you all for your support. Like I
Yeah.
said, you guys help keep the lights on, help us do things like these giveaways, make the quality of the show better. And thank you so much.
Yeah, it means the world. And if we're not using the money for upgrading equipment, we usually I buy like a stack of stickers, and then we just pretty much give them away.
Yeah,
to
pretty
people.
much 99% of the money goes back into the show. So
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you guys. You
Thank
keep
you.
us doing a lot of fun stuff. And like I said, we did the Colster. We're gonna do something else soon. We got to find something cool to give away, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and like I said, if you do $10 or over, you're always in the running for a T-shirt. I think only like 3 or 4 people are $10 or over, so the chances of you winning a shirt are pretty high. And once you win 1 month, you drop out. So the chances right now are even higher because one person's out of the runnings, and then you can get a free T-shirt every month. And we have a lot of merch to give out.
Guinness. So one of my favorite things about Guinness is that everyone always is like, "Oh, it's so thick," but I'm pretty sure it has
It's
less
super
calories
light.
than
Yeah.
most light beers.
Yeah, or it's very close.
Yeah,
The other
it's a
thing is-
very low calorie beer for those that are watching and drink light beers for that reason.
I remember when we were growing up, we always thought it was so expensive, and now
yeah,
like,
you and I were
yeah.
just talking about that recently.
Yeah, like you always thought it was so expensive at what, like $30 some,
Yeah,
like a case.
I think it was like
You're
$40
yeah,
for a bottle for a case of cans.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's so expensive, and now we pay that
like
much for
$120 for a fucking case of beer.
a case of beer.
You got to remember, there was really no craft beer back
Yeah.
then. So
Yeah.
it's just basic beers. And this was like a fancy beer.
Yeah, I remember it was always funny because I used to work at Brewers Outlet in Minersville in Kings Village, which eventually became the Craft House in high school. And I worked there a few years, but after that, I would always I'd be saving up oh, I'm gonna get that case of Guinness.
Take a sip of your Black and Tan.
I'm gonna get that case of Guinness, and I'm gonna be awesome. And I would, but I would basically because I didn't have money to just blow on beer then. So, but now I'm like, oh, I got Guinness. I'm I'd show up to a party where everyone's drinking fucking Beast Ice with a case of Guinness.
I don't miss them days.
No.
That's fantastic. Not at all.
Unless you're at one I came, I brought my case of Guinness. So that was always good out of Valhalla.
That
I
guy,
remember
you're
always
that guy.
saying too is that the Guinness was so thick. It's so thick. It's like drinking a milkshake. And
It
then
really isn't.
and then having now it's super.
Yeah.
It's very thin. It's not over.
Well, but the thing of it is, back then, that was the first darker or heavier beer, unless you managed to stumble across a case of Heineken Light or Dark, or St. Pauli Gold Dark, or Beck's Dark, were the only dark beers that anyone ever ran.
Yeah, they were the dark heavy beers.
Yeah, remember Michelob Amberbock?
They
That
still
was
make
really
it.
good. Do they?
I will say this too. I know this is we always kind of plug a little bit of Pilgaroo. Pilgaroo has a collaboration, a beer that's not even a collaboration. It's somebody else's, like a guest tap.
Yeah, from Mount Gretna.
Mount Gretna, and it's a dark lager. It honestly drinking, I was like, this is almost like a lighter version of a Guinness. It didn't have much lager quality to me. It almost drank like a stout. It was good. I hope people yesterday at St. Patty's Day it was a nice substitute for a Guinness almost.
But back on the original course there, back in the day when we were all younger, most people's first, or even all the beer they drank was usually something along the lines of Bud Light, Busch, Miller's, Coors Light, and the first time you had a Guinness, it was a complete total step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Nobody was, it was something
that's
completely
black.
new and different for everybody. Yeah,
That was
It's
honestly
actually very, very dark ruby red if you look at it through the lights.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a definite step in a different direction for people out here who are just kind of stuck on those like even Yingling Lager. That's kind of a different step between like your Pilsners and your
Well, I
Amber
think
Lager.
We've talked about that too before on the show. Like we are, I think, spoiled by lager. Because remember when first getting 21, be like, that's not a lager. When I'd see a piss yellow beer, I'm like, that's not a lager, because all my reference to it was a Yingling Lager.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's the wrong color.
Yeah.
But apparently, oh wait, there's a ton of different style of lagers.
I'll have a lager, and they're like, Yingling Lager? Well, yeah, it's the only lager.
Well, I mean, for the longest time, that was, you ordered a lager anywhere in the Southeast PA region or anywhere, and where you could get Yingling.
even half of New Jersey.
Yeah, it'd be like, I want a lager, and they knew it would be Yingling Lager.
So while we crack this next beer,
Well, Tony, we need your thoughts on the Guinness.
it's not awful. Like I definitely can drink that. It's not over coffee
Do full
for me.
pours of these, gentlemen.
I do think the coffee is getting better for me, where it's getting more muted, but it's not awful. Like I say, I'm getting more used to it.
Good.
But Yingling put out a little bracket, almost like a Sweet 16
I honestly
bracket.
hate this fucking bracket.
There's a lot of people who are upset by this bracket.
I am. I'm one of them.
Yeah, because a few beers that they did not include on this list.
Yes.
Premium being one of them.
Premium, the Porter, Premium Light, not on it. But they have fucking Raging Eagle garbage.
I would have put Porter,
And they also
Premium.
handicapped black and tan against lager.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, so they put black and tan against lager.
Yeah.
Which is it's gonna lose because most people know lager, and
Yep.
I would take black and tan over lager, honestly.
I agree. I think the Yingling chocolate, Hershey chocolate porter, and the Raging Eagle should have been excluded because they're seasonal beers. And I would have went porter, and I would have went premium. But I have lager. Personally, I have lager beating black and tan. I have Flight beating light lager.
Yep.
I have Chetty beating Golden Pilsner.
Yeah.
I have Hershey beating Raging Eagle. Next round, I would have lager beating Flight. But I'm gonna be honest, not by much. I love the lager. But if I have a choice between lager and Chetty, I'm going Chetty.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm like, well, I need an all day beer, I'm going Flight.
I go lager still.
Yeah, I like the Flight. I think. Sorry, if I'm outdoors and it's a summer beer, I'm going Flight.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
want
I
a
still go
lighter beer
lager.
to binge drink during the day without you
Yeah,
know getting too shitty.
yeah. And then I would have
I'd still go lager.
I have Chetty beating porter, and then it comes down to Chetty versus lager, and Chetty wins for me. That's my bracket.
Chetty's my number one.
Yeah.
Chetty, I vote Chetty on all of them. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not just because we completely ripped off your logo, but
we did not rip it off. It as a tribute.
we honored. I
It's
gotta
a
stop saying
goddamn
that.
tribute,
I gotta
dude.
say that in case we ever get in court.
All right, so we have quite the lineup, so we got to keep moving on here today. So this next one is a Wexford Irish style cream ale
Pretty excited
from
for this one.
Wexford County, Ireland.
It's pretty smooth. I do like.
So Wexford Irish style cream ale nitro draught. This is from the Green King Brewery, and this is actually a little bit of a psychological warfare here because the Green King Brewery is in Bury St. Edmund, England. But we'll get back to that. This comes in at 5% ABV. It's considered a cream ale.
Dude, look at that head on that.
Yep.
Just with the this doesn't do the widget. So this is where
Yeah, this has widget. Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Look at that cream just sticking and the head sticking to the side of the glass. That's
I don't know, but this goes down too smooth.
So this for some this is where I think most craft beer nitros lose. They don't replicate this that well.
Well, like the craft beer nitros, you have to like kind of move the can a little for it to like activate, in quotes,
Well,
for people that are listening later.
The way I understand it correctly is that they're pressure sensitive, and when you crack the can and the gas releases, it changes the pressure in the can, and that activates the widget.
I would honestly like to try this without it being nitro, to be honest. I think the nitro for me gives it a taste. I'm not sure how I feel about it right at first.
Well, that's part of that to me, that's the issue with the widget, that if you don't pour it right, the gases in there
Yeah.
affect the flavor.
Yeah.
Because they're trying with the widget's supposed to replicate you getting it on draft. Because when you pour a Guinness or those style, you're supposed to pour it at like an angle halfway, let it settle, then you top it off at a straight angle. So because there literally is, if you get a can of Guinness and you pour it the proper way, it tastes different than if you just slam it into a glass.
I will say this though. This is fucking awesome. This is really good.
So this has been checked in almost 28,000 times. It averages a 3.41 score. I have 57 friend check-ins where it averages a 3.44.
Cheers, miscellaneous brew reviews.
Based on a traditional Irish recipe from County Wexford that dates back to 1810, we use only the best ingredients to ensure that our Wexford ale has a smooth, mellow creaminess we believe you will enjoy. The flavor profile is listed as creamy, smooth, light, sweet, and malty.
That cream is unbelievable.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
almost has like cream soda taste almost a little bit.
This is so good. I'm so glad I found this yesterday.
Where did you find
I got this at the Wegmans in Collegeville. So I because they usually have a really good selection of like imports at a lot of Wegmans. So I walked through. I'm like, what do they got? And I have not seen Murphy's in a while, which Billy can explain in a minute here. But so I grabbed Murphy's, which will be up here next, and this Wexford. I'm like, all right, sweet, let's do it.
While you guys are going around, I want to pull this up real quick. So we're down to the nitty gritty of this PA beer madness that's being ran by PA Brewer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And there is some craziness going on
Yeah.
in this bracket. This bracket's not over yet. So if you still want to vote, head over to breweriesinpennsylvania.com or their Facebook, and it'll take you right there. So in the Simcoe category, the number 1 seed, Hidden River, is losing right now to the number 4 seed, New Trail.
Ooh,
The number 6 seed, Trogs, is losing to the number 2 seed, Second Sin, which is crazy. In the Galaxy division, Insurrection is losing the number 9 to number 5, Levante. Poor Man's is losing to Hitchhiker. In the Citra category, Imprint is beating Lost Tavern, and the and Voodoo is beating Old Thunder. Mosaic region, it's real close. Evergreen beating Dancing Gnome right now, and here's the craziest thing of all time. Human Robot, the number 3 seed, is losing by almost 300 votes to Fourscore.
Oh shit!
We might see in a weird matchup Fourscore versus Imprint, and they both make those Jamba and those smoogies. Interesting, very, very interesting. But yeah, so I thought what they did this year was fantastic.
Yep.
So let's go. Where are we at? So what do we got? Let's do the first bracket. Let's go around.
Well,
Really
I don't have the. Oh yeah. So
yeah, we don't have to do the actual vote on the thing. We can do it later. But let's go around and see what. All right, what we got?
Hidden River versus New Trail. I go New Trail.
I'm gonna go Hidden River.
I go back and forth all the time.
Like I really
It's
like
just
New
weird.
Trail, but I think Hidden River has a little something.
I just don't think I've ever experienced so much Hidden River.
I like them both, but New Trail just is distributed much more widely, and I think it's a more familiar name.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I think that's going to be what pushes it.
Yeah, that it definitely will. I think, but I'm going to go on Hidden River.
New Trail.
New Trail.
I'm really digging New Trail lately.
I love New Trail. Don't get me wrong.
So good.
But Hidden River, like, I wanted to go there yesterday, but the storm prevented me from it. So
I've been to both of them, but
yeah,
like I said, I just think New Trails.
Brand recognition. Yeah.
I
think they're gonna take it, but my vote's Hidden River.
I guarantee you, people in Pittsburgh are going, "What the fuck is Hidden River?" But they're not doing that about New Trail.
Yeah.
Schoolkill. That's what Hidden River
New
is.
Trail has just been putting out the type of beers that I want.
Yes,
and percentage wise. So
and if you're not familiar, Hidden River is what Schoolkill means.
Yeah.
All right, what we got next?
Trogs and Second Sin.
I'm not really that familiar with Second Sin.
Neither am I, but I want to be after this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I got to check them out now because if they're beating Trogs right now, but I'm going to go Trogs.
Trogs.
Yeah, Trogs.
Trogs.
Yeah, it's unanimous.
That we might have to after this, like once the weather starts breaking here, we might have to start doing those Saturdays if I don't have.
Yeah, we're gonna plot. Yeah, because Zach and I were just talking about that earlier too about doing some stuff. So,
Insurrection versus Levante.
I'm not familiar with Insurrection, so I'm probably gonna have to go with Levante.
Same here.
Same.
Poor Man's and Hitchhiker.
Poor Man's.
Yeah, Poor Man's.
I don't think I've had it.
Dude, I love Poor Man's. I need to go back. It's an effort. It's such a good that we did them on the show a few weeks ago.
All right, I'll say Poor Man because they've been on the show. Imprint Lost Tavern.
Lost Tavern.
Yeah. Lost Tavern for sure.
Imprint too much smoothie heavy for me. Lost Tavern.
I've had some lagers and pilsners by Imprint. They were pretty good too.
But Lost Tavern, I love Lost Tavern.
Yeah.
I've been going there since they opened. Like I was there like opening week.
Okay.
And that place is just there's
the atmosphere.
Yeah, that was where we started my birthday a few years ago, and it got wild.
It got really wild.
Old Thunder and Voodoo.
I'm not familiar with Old Thunder.
The only thing we've had off of them was the collab with New Trail.
All right, then I'm gonna go Voodoo.
Yeah,
definitely Voodoo.
Yeah. I'm glad Voodoo beat Hired Hands though.
Yeah.
Dancing Gnome Evergreen. I go Evergreen.
That's a tough one because I've been drinking a lot of Dancing Gnome lately, obviously, but I'll go Evergreen.
I'm gonna go Evergreen.
I think Evergreen's a sleeper. I honestly I love New Trail, but if I put a Hazy Boy from New Trail up against a Hazy Boy from Evergreen, I think I go Evergreen. I think they make great hazies.
I haven't had either.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to change that, sir.
Well, I mean, pretty soon we have a Dancing Gnome on.
That's another one where I think
there's one on the table.
A Dancing Gnome has the bigger distribution and the better name recognition. And I think I love Evergreen. I've never had a bad beer from them. I've been to the brewery several times, but I just don't think there was widely known.
And they have a 200 score lead over Dancing Gnome right now.
You know what's funny? I've been to Dancing Gnome, but I've not been to Evergreen.
Wow.
Well, we're gonna have to change that.
Let me rephrase that. I was at Evergreen, but it was way too busy, so we went to Pizza Boy.
Or I usually say
that
it was
like
too busy, and I went to Mellow Mink.
That was when when Evergreen first opened. I don't think Mellow Mink was even open.
Oh yeah, they weren't. And then I keep saying they're the sleeper only because I didn't think that many people knew of them. But Fourscore dominating Human Robot right now. I go Fourscore.
Yeah, I go Fourscore.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Fourscore.
When you're in Gettysburg, that's just like the place. I mean, Susquehanna's there, but like Fourscore.
I really want to go to Human Robot though. I've heard such great things,
same here.
But I just have not.
That's a Pittsburgh thing, right?
Philly.
Remember though,
Philly.
next time you go to Fourscore, you got to take the side trip down to Brewery.
Yes, that is 100% going to happen.
Nikki gives hard eyes to Funks. She likes Funks.
Oh, we
Yeah,
love
I'm-
Funks.
I'm-
I'm sorry,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
giving laughy face to
Yeah,
Funks.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, that was our last stop of my birthday
Yeah.
trip.
Funks, poor Funks.
When I what was it, Weyerbacher? Did we go
Yeah,
there?
Weyerbacher is where things got weird.
I thought that the cemetery was a pond.
Yeah. Yeah, I bring that up on the show occasionally.
I had to cut myself off and go sit in a van with Jarrett.
That's even when you do a flight. I mean, everything's like 11%.
I drank.
Yeah, right?
We drank everything.
Well, there is a Friday night coming up where Weyerbacher is doing a wrestling show at their brewery.
I think we need to go.
Yeah,
to
because it's like a little warehouse in there,
Yep.
and it's a
And-
good venue.
A really, really, really popular, a very, very good, and his name actually is a very good professional wrestler. It's Avery Good, professional wrestler. Like that's his wrestling name. He's been in the business a very, very long time. Comes from Chikara. He's on his farewell tour. He is announcing his retirement. Had some knee injuries, had a lot of things going on, but he is a very, very popular, very, very talented. And his last match is going to be literally within walking distance of his home at Weyerbacher Brewing Company. And I really want to
What
go
day
and
is
support him. I think it's like March or May 6th. Or it's a Friday night.
All right, we could probably make that a thing. Let's put it on the calendar. We could probably do that. I don't see any reason.
mean,
why
I'd
we
like to
can't.
do that.
Yeah, I can't see any reason why we can't do that.
We'll probably have to reach out to Jarrett to drive us.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, so I can get my love of beer and my love of professional wrestling in one.
We can work that out.
Mm.
So our
We like-
next one up on the back, we're back into the stouts, which is another classic that I've always seen around, is the Murphy's imported Irish
I don't
stout.
see much
So-
of this anywhere.
So,
honestly.
Can I say something real quick? So I know one come from a bottle and one comes from a can, but the presentation that comes out of this can from Murphy's, I'm honestly saying, like visually dominates Guinness.
it's the widget. No,
Yeah.
sorry. No, if
Like if
we
I
had the
would have
Guinness
grabbed
cans,
a
it would be
4-pack
the
of Guinness
same.
cans, yeah.
It'd be the same.
I mean, this looks gorgeous.
Look at that one.
Yeah, that's
That's
beautiful.
poured properly too. So yeah, look at that shit.
This is not.
No.
I'm a savage.
But no, so that is literally what makes the difference because this has the widget as well. This does not have a widget.
no,
No. But
Is it
that
ni-
poured very nicely as well. But
a nitro can too.
the Murphy Stout, this is like, so this is in our current area. This is the other Irish stout that we can get. So if there's others, I've had another one called Beamish, which is fantastic. But it's very hard to find anymore. Like I said, their
It's,
brewery closed.
Heineken bought them out. I think it was in 2009, and they closed the brewery down. They still actually make Beamish at a different brewery in Ireland that they own, but yeah, it just doesn't get the distribution like it did before.
Last beer hanging out is saying, cheers, all about to be on my third beer after 2 stouts. He was
Hell yeah.
live earlier. The
Nice.
last beer, thank you for hanging out with us, man. All right, you get ready for your pitchforks and fire? I think this is
No.
better than Guinness.
There's a lot of people
A lot
that
of
say
people
that.
say that.
But the problem is, at least from my understanding, you don't see it in our area because whoever had the licensing to distribute it to our area dropped the licensing, so now we can't.
It's the first
Because
time
of
in a long time
arbitrary-
that I had this.
Because of arbitrary bullshit PLCB
Yes.
distribution laws.
And
Fuck the PLCB.
it's the
Hashtag
same.
that.
It's, I think it's the same with this and with Boddington because we get Boddington in, but we can only get it in when we order like X number of cases.
Oh yeah.
So we
Boddington's
can't just
is good,
order.
too.
We can't just order like 2-3 cases and always have it on hand.
Yeah.
We had to wait and then
That's so ridiculous. It's so stupid.
she'll buy like half a pallet of it and then
Welcome
just
to
like
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Our archaic ass PLCB.
Yeah, this is really good.
But no, I love Murphy's too. It's different than Guinness. It has like a smokiness to it that
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. I haven't had it in a while, but you're not wrong. I like it better than Guinness. I don't know why.
what you got, Bob?
I didn't even check in like any of these. I'm fucking
Murphy's Irish Stout. Technically the brewery that makes this now is Heineken Ireland. It's also considered an Irish dry stout. It comes in at 4% ABV and it's listed at 34 IBUs. It's been checked in just shy of 156,000 times, where it averages a 3.5. I have 146 friend check-ins, where it averages a 3.45. And there is no write-up. There is just a flavor profile, which is listed as creamy, smooth, coffee, dry, and light. And actually, I think that is why you like this more, is because the coffee is far less prominent in this than
Yeah.
it is in Guinness.
And the cream is, there's a lot more cream to it. That's why I think I like it. Now, is this made by, like you said, Heineken? This is made by the same company. Like,
Well, it was originally made by Murphy's,
But it's all
and,
by
and,
Heineken.
and Heineken bought them out.
now what is the? I know there's a lot of hate for Heineken. What has Heineken as a company done that like people give them shit for? They said they're like not ethical
Well,
or something. They did something.
I don't know anything about their employee practices or whatever, but everybody always hates it when the guy from another place comes over and takes over your company. In a lot of cases, I mean, they're a huge conglomerate. If something's not profitable, when they look at it from their perspective, they get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because what Guinness is
then-
owned by Diageo, right?
Guinness, yeah. But
They're all owned by these big beer conglomerates.
well, actually, like Guinness is one of the main partners. In
Yeah.
Diageo. But then like, so they take over a brewery like Beamish, and I can't remember how many beers Beamish made, but now like maybe 3 of them are left in production.
Yeah.
And
It's the same kind of thing when like Anheuser-Busch buys out a craft brewery.
kind of a little
Yeah.
bit, but I mean, but like especially in Europe, sometimes these places have been in the same
Hundreds of
family
years.
for centuries.
Yeah, for
Well,
hundreds of years.
It's kind of the
Somebody in the family worked in a brewery for forever. And it changes it from a small family run or a local business to part of a global conglomerate.
Yeah.
And
But the one plus is that those brands survive then too. So
Yeah.
like if they weren't able to survive on their own, then
that's the other thing. In most cases, they were doing just fine.
yeah, that's true. too.
Either there was someone in the next generation that didn't want to take the horns over,
Yeah.
or the current generation that was running it just finally saw enough Euro signs.
Yeah, that's true.
money
went
talks.
for it.
Money does talk, unfortunately.
I would love to have a Murphy's versus a Guinness from draft to see the difference. But
Mm.
as of right now, between can and bottle, I go Murphy's.
I honestly, the Guinness bottles, I don't love them.
no.
They're not the same because they don't have the widget.
Yeah.
And the widget in the bottle was weird. It was like a torpedo with like wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Guinness
'Cause
bottle
you
comes
ever-
out really, really light bodied. It doesn't have a lot of. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean, it still packs flavor, but not as much as Murphy's.
No,
does.
I really want. Well, Zach and I actually we stopped by Weiss to try to grab Guinness cans because I know the bottles just aren't the same, but they didn't have any cold.
Were they just sold out, or
No, they, just
didn't
didn't
have
cold.
any at
They
all?
had them on the shelf, but they weren't cold.
That's you would think that the cans would be
Like
in
now,
in
at
the
least,
cooler,
too.
and the bottles would be on the shelf.
Yeah, well, I guess they just had,
Or-
whoever just bought the rack out,
Yeah.
like it was
Because
just
that
bought
happens.
because St. Patty's Day
Like,
week.
yeah.
So
The only other I'll bring up also Newcastle Brown Ale because I think Heineken owns them.
That's
And then
one of
they
my
s-
favorites, yeah.
They started contract brewing the stuff that's shipped in the U.S. through Lagunitas. I think brews any Newcastle that
because
you get in
Heineken
the
owns
U.S.
Lagunitas too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that was a big controversy in the craft beer world when Lagunitas was bought out by Heineken.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like some of the big beers seems to when they buy out the craft, they just let them run.
Yeah,
and
they got money
like,
now.
yeah, like
Like that's why we can find Lagunitas in Pennsylvania. I mean,
Goose Island is owned by
they're Anheuser-Busch.
yeah, they're Anheuser-Busch. I believe Wicked Weeds Anheuser-Busch,
Yeah.
but they just kind of let them like
Still do their own
still
thing.
do their own thing, but they just have a larger network to send them out to the world now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that cream and that Murphy's is beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
like
really good.
what do you get? Oh, Zach, or what? So tell us about your Monster Mania trip yesterday.
Well, when I finally got there, it was good. It's always good. Met James Jude Courtney, played Michael Myers in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, and they just wrapped up Halloween Ends this week.
Oh, this
And-
week they wrapped it.
Yeah, this week, and because I followed the producer Ryan Turek on Instagram, for Blumhouse, and with the photos posting, they just wrapped it up like mid this week, and I'm like, wow, James Jude, like he's gonna be at Monster Mania, like they just wrapped it up and he's at Monster Mania, which is great because he's busy, I guess. But I met him again because of Kills. The last time I met him was Halloween 2018, and Steve Miner, who wrote and directed Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3, and Part 3 is my favorite.
Halloween.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I could watch that over and over. That's my go-to number one Friday the 13th movie, other than the first one, because I like the storyline because, you know, you're in suspense. You don't know who the killer is. But when you finally see Jason mutant, and when he first gets the hockey mask that he takes off Shelly. So I met him, had him sign my original Australian Daybill poster, and I pulled it out and it's mint condition. And Steve goes, "Wow, this looks original." I'm like, "Well, it is." But those are the only two people I met. There's a lot of other people there I would have liked to see, but I just didn't feel like paying the price at the moment, and it was jam packed.
Yeah.
You know,
where do you stand on Michael Myers now, like in the new movies, rather than the old Michael Myers? Because I feel like they're different Michael Myerses.
That's a good question because I love the original Michael Myers because he was an average guy, just an average guy like my size, and with you know, with extreme strength. Like, he wasn't human, you know what I mean? I don't know how I would say that better, but and then, well, here, real quick, so I met Dick Warlock years ago. He played Michael Myers in Halloween 2, and I tower over him. He was smaller than Nick Castle that played Myers in the first one, and there was a couple other ones. But he was an average guy, and he told me that he was going to play Michael Myers in Halloween 4 when Halloween 4, you know, was about in production. You know, when, you know, after being burned up, he survived. So Dick Warlock told me that because Jason in part 3 was big and mutant, that the producer of I think it was Malik Akid, that produced the Halloweens.
Yeah.
He wanted a Jason like
He wanted
Myers.
He wanted to buff him up.
He wanted the big Myers.
So why shoulder
Dick,
pad Myers?
Yeah.
yeah. So Dick Warlock was out of the question for Halloween 4, and they got George Wilbur, a bigger stunt man.
I love how they used the original Michael in the one scene in Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
I thought
Nick
that
Castle did some parts in 2018 and that one. And James Jude, he's a little bit taller than me, but he's still the average Myers. And I've always liked the average Myers rather than this big, yeah.
Well, I would say more or less like, because then
That's what I hate about Rob Zombie's Myers. Like, I don't want like
I only like the
7-foot
mask.
Myers.
I only like the mask.
yeah, the mask is dope.
They made him
Um,
more into Jason, I feel.
Yeah, but in the
Bigger
new,
than Jason.
Yeah,
Jason wasn't 7 foot.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like 7 foot tall, fucking Tyler Mane.
in these two new Halloweens, I feel like he loses that motive. They got rid of his motive because he's no longer his, like, there's no family motive. So it's just like, you're the one that got away motive now.
Yeah.
And this one, he's not afraid to like walk into a group of people and just go ham. Where this one, the other ones where he was more calculated, hide in the shadows.
He was he was a creep.
Yeah.
He would creep. He would, you know, scurry away.
I think
You know,
that's what I like about the new Myers, though. Like, because like
It took me a while to get used to it.
I like that. Like, basically, what Dr. Zartan or whatever, he basically tried. He had to force the reunion of Laurie and Michael, and the kind of that. I thought that was a cool like take on the whole like relation thing, and that he was coming after him. But if he didn't orchestrate that, he never would have came after Laurie. I think that's what happened.
No, you're not wrong.
Like, he would have went on his own rampage.
Yeah, but he was always after his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to rewire your brain from the family motive to the new series for me. And then like when I first seen Halloween Kills, I didn't like it. Like, when he was like in the street fighting 14 people and 100 firefighters, I'm like,
evil dies tonight.
yeah. And over
You're
and
not
over
wrong.
and over. And I was like, what the fuck? But then like I felt more appreciation for it, but I was just like hearing Evil Dies Tonight 100 times, and then like him fighting 100 firefighters, and I'm like, where did he time the train sitting in jail forever?
Well, that's when they started
you know what I
tying
mean?
in like the new supernatural aspect.
Well, like in the
Yeah.
first Halloween, who taught him to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my question about Michael Myers is he a virgin? Because he went to the asylum at 6.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe that's where his rage.
You know
came
what's
from.
you know what's funny?
Is he sexually frustrated?
Yeah.
That might be it.
That's my number one question. I never ever heard anybody bring up, but I did bring up about him driving.
Yeah.
How does he drive? So who taught him at the asylum to drive?
He
Same person he fucked.
Yeah. Growing up, I always hated Jason and loved Michael Myers. And as I get older and rewatch the series back to back, Michael Myers, like everyone's like, I hate that they rebooted him. Like they rebooted that shit like 6 times. Like that was
It's money, but you know,
But I
coming
feel like
out with
Jason
20
was a better franchise overall, I feel, than Michael.
you know, as much as I'm a huge Halloween's my number one. I'm a Halloween expert enthusiast.
Oh, the first Halloween is still probably one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
It is, but 2, ooh, I love 2.
2 is so good.
But
I
you know
think
what though? Out of all like the series, and you know, I'm not crazy about them. I love Halloween 1, 2, and 3. I'm a huge fan of 3.
3, yes. We'll have one.
It's just a good. It's just a good storyline. And welcome to Santa Mira.
Yeah, well,
little Irish town.
Shamrock series, baby.
But when it comes to
days to Halloween. It's so many days to Halloween.
Tune in.
Silver Shamrock.
But anyway, I love all the Friday the 13th. Halloween, the series, I don't know. Even though Halloween's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's
where I'm at too. Like Halloween is my favorite of those movies.
I like them, but 4, 5, and then
Friday
the rest.
the 13th franchise.
I love the whole franchise.
Yeah,
the vibe.
Watch,
I just love them
even
so much.
Like even the shittiest Friday the 13th is better than the shittiest Halloween movies.
Yeah, I think because Jason, he had that mutant ability where he had that like he's like, oh my god, this guy is not just your average guy.
He was an average guy.
He's resurrected from the dead. He's a walking corpse. Like you and Michael Myers is like he's a dude that escaped from a insane asylum and he's just running havoc over everybody.
Superhuman strength.
I think as you get older and you have modern day technology and we have all these like more ways of handling people and like he gets shot or he gets exploded. You're like, well, how is he still and you're like, well, he's possessed by the devil. And you're like, I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? Like you always kind of have a hard time connecting that with Michael, where Jason is just like, oh no, he's just a freak human mutant.
Like 5 and so on.
He's a zombie.
The Thorn,
Get the Thorn.
Yeah.
There's
a Thorn.
Yeah.
But I love the Friday the 13th.
It's St. Patty's Day. We're talking horror movies. I love it.
There's a
New Blood.
Leprechaun.
I don't try and steal me pot of gold.
Where's me gold?
And Spock shot out of his ass.
The first one was good. First one was good.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
There's a podcast I listened to, and they did a Development Hell, it's called. They did a whole run on Halloween movies that were never made, and there was one that it was what's her name?
Wasn't there supposed to be a Halloween verse movie where he was gonna go like kind of like Freddy vs. Jason?
There was supposed to be one, and then that fell through. But the wildest one was the Jamie Lloyd, the little girl.
Yeah,
that it was. The whole storyline was there was something in her blood that.
Oh, you did tell us about this, yeah.
Is why Michael was after her, and that's why he kept going after her. And then what happens is, like, the hospital knew this somehow, so they would keep her. She would donate blood, but they would keep it for her. So if she needed a blood donation, they would just give it to her. Somebody screwed up.
My brother's gonna track me down again for next year.
Oh, no. The thing was, somebody screwed up at the hospital and gave her blood to like 5 other people.
And they became Myers.
Yeah, no, they.
He had to kill them too.
Yes.
Oh,
so he went after them too, then, and not just her.
Oh, yeah.
The idea was. So the idea of the movie was
they got the force.
Somebody was desperate for
Yeah.
a spin-off storyline.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to explain why Myers kills.
Yeah.
In the first one, you don't know.
Yep.
Like,
I just
keep it at that.
Off to mental illness and let it go at that.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep it at that. You don't have to explain why he kills.
The biggest problem of the Rob Zombie ones is that now Michael Myers has a white trash abusive backstory. So
at least he was like doing push-ups in jail. At least.
But like now he's a white trash abusive because Rob Zombie is a white trash
carrying a photo of his sister around, getting all emotional, but wants to kill at the same time.
Yeah, but has this backstory. It's like, oh, okay, well now.
And then the second one, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's in the hospital, but it was just a dream sequence.
Yeah, that one went off the fucking rails.
the white horse and
But we are at that point of the episode. I don't know if you've heard it for the audio listeners, but that means the liquor has been poured.
What we got today, Billy? So Billy's brought and this is a classic of our area.
This is a classic.
Anyone who's ever been to the Club 18, Tully shots are a requisition.
This is actually
requirement. I'm sorry.
Instead of just regular, it's a 10-year aged version. It's a 4-cask
So
finish.
so to keep this with the Irish theme here, was it
Where does Tully rank
Sláinte?
on your?
I think it's Sláinte is how you actually pronounce it.
Where does
If
Tully
there's-
rank on your Irish whiskey?
Slante.
Sláinte, that's it. Sláinte,
Where does Tully rank on your Irish whiskey?
number 1.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Well,
Green Spot's probably my number 1. Actually,
I'm a Jameson boy. Jameson's my favorite, but I got to tell you, this is the first time I've had the Tully 10, and I fucking like
holy
this, man.
shit!
I like Jameson. I never really had Jameson straight though. Like I mean, I'd like shots, but I'm a mixer.
To me, this is giving
Oh,
Jameson
wow.
a run
Yeah.
for its
Holy-
money.
That's
This
really
this
smooth.
There
It
is no burn to this at
It burned my nose a bit,
all.
but
Where does Maker Mark rank?
That's bourbon. That doesn't matter.
That's sorry, my bad.
I'm a big fan
I
of
love
Maker.
Maker's Mark though.
Yeah, that and
That's probably one of my go-to bourbons.
Smells
Easy
like,
to find,
Smells like trouble for me.
not super expensive. I like Maker's Mark's probably my number. Actually, I can say that's my number 1 bourbon.
Wow. Yeah, there's no burn.
This is ridiculous. I love Teeling is a very good Irish whiskey.
wow.
I mean, it burns going down, but it's
Yeah,
not
but
like
there's no like after.
I wouldn't even call that
lingers.
a burn
I
going
like
down.
it, I like it.
It's like
Yeah.
a
it's a
mid-range
little warmer. This is like drinks like a scotch.
Scotch in my belly going down.
That is fantastic
I'm
shit.
gonna sip on that.
I'm gonna have to get some goddamn aged Tully now.
Aged
Holy
Tully.
fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot better and smoother.
Yeah. Oh my god. What is this aged in a specific barrel or is it just
It just says 4-cask. I don't know. If you
Okay.
wanna-
Last beer saying I got a live tonight on my chat at 8 on my channel discussing craft beer, new styles, and all of that.
Yeah,
All right,
hit
man.
him up? What
So
time? You said
8 o'clock tonight. Last
Okay.
beer on YouTube. So go subscribe to
All right, I'm
him.
gonna have to try to get on that.
Put your link in there. I think I made you an admin that you can drop your link.
Okay, so this is aged in old bourbon, sherry, port, and Madeira casks. So 4 different. That's where those flavors are coming. And this is fantastic.
We also
Holy
poured a beer
shit.
in between that Halloween talk.
Yes. So
Yes.
now we gotta go on to our next one. We got Smithwicks Red Ale,
I'm a fan of this.
and I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure
good.
Smithwicks is the proper pronunciation.
That's I always call it Smithwicks. I'll take a beating on the.
I can see
If I'm
Smithwicks.
wrong, it's fine.
But,
There's always those weird things like Worcester's Worcester. So I mean, what do we got?
Yeah,
If we're
So-
wrong, if we have any, I wish our UK gentlemen were in the chat. They could correct us.
so Smithwicks Pale Ale. This is a Guinness product. It's considered an English Pale Ale, and it comes in at 4.5% ABV. It's been checked in 44,000 times, where it averages a 3.33. I have 35 friend check-ins where it averages a 3.51. And again, there's no write-up on this. There is just a flavor profile, which is light, smooth, hoppy, sweet, and malty. And actually, that is what I like about this the best, the maltiness.
Yeah, it's great malt. So I don't want to completely get away from horror movie talk because Zach is here and Zach's craft for he does horror movie masks and creations and stuff. I know he brought something today, and then I have something to share because I indirectly met Zach and then met Andy, and they're like, well, we're like family. I'm like, this is the greatest group of friends I've ever made in my life. And then here we are, and like now our wives are like gym buddies now. It's fucking crazy how
Oh yeah.
it's crazy how the world can change for people and just how people meet people. But yeah, so you and then also your wife is one of our sponsors to the podcast. So if you go to our link tree below, your wife and her sister have like home crafts and they make a bunch of really cool things. Actually, her candle is burning on the table right now.
Very
so-
nice. Yeah,
so
she
if you
makes
ha-
great stuff. Her
Yeah.
creativity is just booming
Yeah.
every time. She's only been doing it for about a year or so, a little over a year. And Nikki's her stuff, like it's unreal, and I love it. Like her creativity, like from one thing to another. Like she'll do one thing and then the creativity from that for something else. It's just booming.
Yeah.
And good for her. Like she has creativity and she's finally using it, and I'm happy for her.
So I was at a tattoo shop one time, and this is when the Evil Dead remake came out, and I was obsessed with the idea of it. I thought the movie was fantastic.
I went to the movies 4 times at Fractal to see that. I couldn't
Yeah,
get enough
yeah.
of
It
it.
was
Yep.
so good. Everyone's like, I didn't like because it didn't have Bruce Campbell in it. I go,
no.
But
Can't
it
wait for
did.
the credits.
yeah,
But
Come on.
did.
yeah. But I thought it was a very, very well done remake.
Mm.
And it brought that Evil Dead love back for me. By the way, the new video game dropping very, very soon.
It is.
Which is gonna be a lot of fun.
What I really liked about the remake is everyone had their Ash moment. So it
Yeah.
was like they spread it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to a tattoo shop, and the remake of the new Necronomicon book was there, and it was like the trash bag ripped through, wrapped in barbed wire. And I was poor, and I was like, man, I fucking want that. Heidi's like, we just can't afford
Somebody
it.
up New York owns it.
Yeah, it was done so well, and then I found
I made the barbed wire myself out of wire. I had to.
Really?
It was a very low budget project I did.
It looked beautiful.
I did the cover. It's latex on leather on a block of wood, and I got a black bag. I think the character was David. I think it's been a while since I've seen a movie when he rips open because it was
The
wrapped
trash
up.
bag.
Yeah, it was that scene.
Yeah.
So,
And then I bought this. It's the Necronomicon book.
yes.
It's funny you bring that up because I watched Army of Darkness yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Give me some
And-
sugar, baby.
And it is actually a cigar box just turned into the Necronomicon. And I actually had Zach sign it today before we started the podcast. But yeah, this was me, and it has like, if you feel it, it actually feels like skin.
Yeah, when I first did that, I was selling a couple online, and I got a cease and desist. over
Really?
that. Yeah, I stopped.
Yeah,
selling
I
online.
have one too.
I
need to
sculpted
still-
all of them. I sculpted 1, 2. My favorite is the Army of Darkness one. I got to make more of them. I made master copies, but you know, such is life. It's hard for me to produce them anymore. But people they eat that up.
Yeah, you do a great
Uh,
I
job.
still need to get the one you got me bound.
Oh yeah, you have the cover.
Yeah, I have the cover. I need
and
to
that
find it.
reminds me, Bob, about Army of Darkness. So when I was at the convention, this guy was dressed as Ash / Bubba Hotep.
That's awesome.
Bubba Hotep's another great movie.
And
I
I'm
have
like, that is amazing. That
That
was
is
a
so
great
good.
mashup character. I've never seen that. It was genius.
That
Well,
was
that was
awesome.
another. They were supposed to do another Bubba Hotep. Bubba Nosferatu was supposed to be
Did you
the
see
next
who,
one.
Did
And
you see who they cast as Nosferatu in the new one?
no,
They announced who's going to play Nosferatu in the movie. William Dafoe.
Is that
wow.
real? I heard that's not true.
Oh, really?
I heard that's a rumor going on.
Oh, maybe if that's a rumor. That's evil.
But one of the coolest things I just saw recently, someone shared on, I think it was the Joe Bob's group. But someone took the original Nosferatu and they cut typo negative songs as the soundtrack.
I love that.
And it is, I'll share it on the page when I get home. But it is so fucking good. Like it's typo negative to Nosferatu, and it's so good.
And then you brought something to show off today.
Yes, I did.
Besides your beautiful family, this is your prize possession, correct?
Yes. So I'm a huge, since St. Paddy's themed, I'm a huge Halloween 3 fan, and in Halloween 3, small Irish town that has Silver Shamrock Novelties, which is a mask toy factory ran by Conal Cochran, and they make the Hagatha, the pumpkin, and the skull mask. Dom Post, an actual mask making company at the time, made them for the movie, and in the movie, Conal Cochran makes these masks to control everybody with powers from
The Druids.
Stonehenge,
Yeah,
from
Stonehenge.
Easter Island, and with the chips in the back and stuff. This one doesn't have it because this was made a couple years by Dom Post after he made the masks for the movie, and this one has a rare paint job. Only very few exist, I was told, and I found this one for a couple bucks at a flea market a couple years ago. I knew what it was. It has the rare paint job, and it is my grail of masks right now. And I also made a silver shamrock shaped mask stand for it out of wood, and I painted it. So I make these here and there. So yeah,
Dude, that's awesome.
You wanna
and
pass
I've got many offers.
pass out to Andy. I'll put. it on
I've got
camera.
many offers on it, and I won't give it up, even though Nikki wants me to sell it. I'm not yet. I'm
So-
a huge fan of Halloween 3 because of the storyline. It's just so good.
Halloween 3 is
And the
so
androids.
underrated because the people, oh, there's no Michael Myers. Yeah, it's stupid.
He's on TV.
But the idea is like
Did you bring this up a while ago? It was part of like Halloween stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an anthology.
yeah, it was supposed to be
an
an
anthology
series.
of Halloween was 1, Halloween 3. There were supposed to be different stories
Yeah.
that never happened, but Tommy Lee Wallace, the editor of Halloween, tried to continue it and did this movie. Yeah, Myers isn't in it, but you see him on the
Yeah,
TV.
He's on the TV.
Yeah, people are
they're
watching Halloween.
Halloween.
But the movie, the storyline is just so good.
Yeah.
It was funny because I was making a joke when No Time to Die came out because I fucking hate No Time to Die. And I'm like, Halloween 3 is a better James Bond movie than fucking No Time to Die because Tom Atkins is just James Bond.
Just drinking beer and
Chuck
my,
and Brady
thi- well,
fucking
my,
chicks.
my whole thing is they could have retconned it that then showed that Silver Shamrock made the mask that he wore when
He was the original. Mike
so when
Myers,
he
yeah.
killed his family, the mask he wore was off of them and it made him like who he was.
That-
So
that-
then
you know what? That's what we're
that
gonna
would
go with.
tie it into the whole universe.
Yeah, he
And then they could have just kept going.
That's what
well,
we're
yeah,
gonna go
'cause
with.
Michael had an obsession of masks.
Yeah.
To cover himself
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
And that's a good one.
They should hire you, Bill. That's
They
that-
should.
that's exactly what that's
Sure.
the new Michael Myers story I'm gonna go with. He put that clown mask on and it had the microchip in it, and then he got a new mask and it had an even stronger one, and then here we are.
I just realized I fucked up. When I read the description off, I actually had the wrong Smithwicks. pulled
Oh
up.
shit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
we had the red ale.
This
So
will be
this
the last
is-
of our
yeah,
hard
so,
talk, I
um,
promise.
So
No, it's not.
we did not we did not have Smithwicks Pale Ale. We had Smithwicks Red Ale.
Yes.
This is considered an Irish red ale. Again, Smithwicks is a Guinness product, made at the St. James Gate Brewery in Ireland. And this the red ale has an actual legitimate write-up.
I love red ales.
Smithwicks is a clear beer with a rich ruby color and creamy head, clean and delicate aroma with different individual notes. From the top fermentation by Smithwick yeast come aromatic esters, creating a fruity aroma. The aroma hops added late in the boil contribute clean, fresh floral notes. Ale malt contributes aroma hints of biscuit and caramel. Refreshing and clean taste with a gentle balance of bitterness from the hops added early in the boil. Sweet and malty notes from the ale malt and hints of roast and coffee from the roasted barley. And the flavor profile is listed as smooth, malty, light, sweet, and dark. And again, malty is what I like about this, even more that it's on the right beer now.
Yeah.
And this one is much more popular than the pale ale. It's been checked in over 267,000 times, where it averages a 3.54. And I have 193 friend check-ins where it averages a 3.39.
That's fair. I go a little higher, but that's fair.
This is another fantastic. What do you think about this one, Tony?
I
This is
love-
more in your wheelhouse.
I love the red ale. Yeah, I think it's really, really good. I still go to our little on down the lineup Guinness product over this one, but this is still if it's in a bar and it's available, I would definitely buy it and drink it.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
Yep.
There's the other Smithwicks too, the green one. It's usually on nitro. I think that's the pale ale,
Not sure.
but I haven't had it. I haven't seen it around in a long time. It comes in green bottles too. But
So what are we pouring now?
so now we are pouring. So this is going to be a local Irish stout. So this is from
Well,
Dancing
semi.
Gnome.
We could have got a super local one if
Yeah.
I thought of it yesterday, but I didn't want to add any more to
That's
the
all right.
table.
We got a lot to go through. But this is a Dancing Gnome Irish dry stout. So
If you are listening to this and you want something super local, I don't know if it's still available because yesterday they
Yeah,
killed it.
the Green Moisty got killed yesterday.
Green-
But the Flannery's
Flannery got a car is still available.
a motorcycle.
A motorcycle.
That's
sorry.
a
That's still
fantastic
available.
dry stout.
Yes.
that was really good. We had that last week.
Green
down in
Moisty.
Hillsborough.
I'm happy that he gave me a taste of it
Yeah,
the night before.
on Friday night, and I had
What flavor was
two
it?
yesterday. I will turn
Green.
off my it's green flavored.
All right.
All right.
So I thought with
Is that
the,
it?
with the
Green flavored?
Yes.
with the tradition of what they were going with the flavors and what it's made from, I thought they were going to go with more of a green apple, and I'm glad they didn't.
I hate
Um,
green apple. Honestly.
Yeah.
I will just say it's more of a lemon lime.
Okay, great. Because when I see green, I think lime. And I was so fucking angry when Skittles replaced their green Skittles with fucking green apple bullshit.
Yeah, and the funny thing is
The lime is back.
They were gonna go green apple, and I'm like,
They were gonna
I'm
go
so
green apple.
fucking happy you didn't. And they went with more of a lemon lime taste, and it was amazing. I said I actually liked it more than the blue moisty, and it was really good.
Dude, their orange moisty tastes like fucking Gears orange.
Yeah,
It tastes like Gears orange.
It does. It tastes exactly like Gears orange drink.
It is.
Yeah,
It might be.
it might be. And they just do like a little.
Smidge of booze.
Yeah, they ferment it.
I should probably pour
That
it.
would actually be kind of interesting. Let's get a thing of Gears orange drink and throw some yeast in it and ferment it. And see what happens.
That's like you're pretty much making redneck wine.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Wouldn't
That
be
might
the
be
first-
kind of cool.
Wouldn't be the first time they use Gears product.
Yep.
That might be kind of cool.
All right, what do you got here, Bob? For I can't even pronounce this name.
I'm gonna say that is called Garavogue.
That's how I'd pronounce it.
Nailed it.
It's a Irish dry stout from Dancing Gnome of Pittsburgh. It comes in at 4.2 ABV. It has been checked in 136 times, where it averages a 3.95. Bill is my friend check-in, so I'm not going to say what the score was.
Blow them up.
It seemed all too appropriate to let our brewer, Brett Herron, take the helm for this one. Named after the river that flows through the small Irish town of Sligo, where the Brett's lineage began, this stout achieves its dry roasted character thanks to a heavy hand of roasted barley. This one pours jet black, but it's light both on the palate and in alcohol. The flavor profile is listed as roasty, dry, light, earthy, and creamy.
I don't know why they're saying it pours jet black, because that is a very dark amber.
Yeah, it's
Like even like you don't even have to put in the light to see it. Like Guinness, you got to put it up to that light to see that it's a really dark ruby color.
But when you're pouring it, who's holding it up to the light?
Yeah, that's
though?
true. No, but I mean, even just sitting on the table, I can see it as it's like a very dark, almost like a porter. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's not jet black.
This is very tasty.
Like it smells like meat though, like on the nose. Like I can't.
Oh,
place it.
yeah, like
It
beef.
smells like a smoked beef or something.
like beef.
You ever see that video? That look.
like-
She keeps telling me about that, but I have never seen it.
I'm gonna take that as a side on the earthy hint.
Yeah,
I smell what?
it's good. Don't get me wrong.
This beer's pretty meaty.
I really enjoy it.
It's a light stout.
And you also got to have a cream ale off of them on Tuesday when I came.
Yeah,
over.
that was
to
that
be honest-
cream ale was fantastic.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I like this better than the Guinness and the Murphy's.
Oh wow.
I still like the Murphy's a little more. I really like that creaminess of the. I will say this: I get coffee still off Murphy's, where this one I get zero coffee. It's close. It's really. I
It's
think
a very easy drink. It's a very light stout. It's very easy drinking. I like it.
presentation wise,
What you think, Zach?
Murphy's comes good. That creaminess of Murphy's is great, but the Dancing Gnome I think has zero coffee for me, which gives it a little bit of an edge.
I'm gonna go with still Murphy's.
Because Murphy still has that smokiness to it too. So
I like the smokiness, definitely. This is good. I would drink it.
Do you think this has a little bit of that lemon and bologna thing to it?
the smoked meat, yeah, it has
Yeah.
that like smoke. It almost like there has a slight smokiness to everything, almost like a Rausch beer to me.
Mm.
I get a little
Um,
bit of it now. You're saying it. I don't hate it. I still like it.
That was still great, dude. Well, the lemon and bologna beer from Snitz Creek, like it's still a good. Like I think the canned version of it was better. Like it still has a hint of lemon and bologna.
Well,
but it wasn't
speaking
bad.
of,
We'll be going there next week for my birthday.
Yes.
we're gonna get
gonna-
chocolate wasted.
Oh, we
We're
are
gonna
going to
rage,
chocolate
yeah.
wasted.
I was telling Andy, we're probably
Oh, crack!
we're probably gonna get kicked out. We're not, but
let's not do
we
that, 'cause
can.
I
We
wanna-
can know. Yeah, I know.
I want to be friends with them,
Oh,
so they
that's,
invite us
that's a
back.
shame.
Yeah, yeah. But or they might join in and be like, those guys are really fun.
yeah. Well, we won't. We'll be like, listen, we won't do this on camera.
No,
but-
we don't rage, but
No, it's
we're
gonna be
gonna
good.
drink a lot, but we're gonna be cordial.
Yeah. So next week we will be at. We're not doing a show or anything. It's my birthday celebration. A bunch of us are going to be at Snitz Creek Brewery next Saturday from 5 to whenever.
Whenever we go to breweries or hang out, go somewhere for your birthday, like it's a great time. But
Yeah.
you know, it's a time to remember.
Oh, it's going to be a good time. So, yeah, if you happen to be in the area, feel free to stop out of the bar. We'll be there. So,
Be my first time there.
I've never
Can't
been.
believe I haven't been there yet.
I have been to the Snitz Creek in Lebanon, but I've not been to the new place yet. And I've heard great things.
Which one
about
are
it.
we going to? The new one?
We're going to the new place in
Yeah.
Annville. It's right by the Gap, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
I will say this too. It's going to be very, very hard for me to pull me away from that blueberry, but I will make it a point to try other things. But I really love their blueberry cream ale.
Nikki's
It's-
gonna love that.
It's so fucking good.
She loves the blueberry stuff. I do too.
Yeah.
Also, they'll do a mix of the blueberry and the vanilla cream ale if they have them both on.
Very desserty.
Well,
I do like.
I just came. All right. Let's I said there's no more horror talk, but this
No,
is
we're
horror.
talking.
This is horror adjacent.
we have a guest and we have a lot of beers. So this is going to be going over our little normal event.
Well, hopefully I'm not, just gonna be a guest. So.
Yeah,
But thank you. I appreciate it.
the door's always open. There's a few people that are that have that rotating seat that whenever you want it. It's you, Pops, and Kyle. Whenever Kyle
Appreciate it.
wants
I appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
I want to do this again and
Absolutely.
more often. Not
We'd
every
love to have
time,
you.
but such is life.
when
but
you're free, my friend.
I
Yeah,
will
you're
do it.
free,
I
the
will
chair's
do it
there.
again. So
So this is kind of horror adjacent. A band that we've been talking about very
Ah,
heavily
yes.
Yep.
on the podcast, and it kind of all sparked because of your birthday. We went to go see Ghost.
and I'm glad you were there, and you're hooked now.
I'm a ghoul.
You are a
Bob,
ghoul.
you got to come with us next time.
Yep.
It's a good time. It's a
So I
good
got to
time.
talk about something with you in a second.
You've
too.
been listening, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So their new album dropped. Now
Mhm.
they've released a couple songs. I loved all of them. One of them I really love the music. Lyric wise, I have a hard time with. Only because Ghost to me is an escape, and they kind of went a little political route.
Yes, they went towards, I'm pretty sure 20s is about Trump.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not.
I mean,
I don't want to bring up politics.
the
I'm
lyric-
not
The
political.
lyric is grabbing by the hoo-ha.
The hoo-ha. Yeah.
As soon as I heard that lyric, I wanted to turn it off. Honestly,
But Tobias said this album.
I thought Biden grabbed him by the hoo-ha and Trump grabbed him a little lower.
Tobias
possible.
said that
both are awful.
a big influence for this album was Christian conservative movement in the 80s.
Okay.
Okay.
The Satanic Panic.
You can hear it in the lyrics.
It does have
That's
some
why
of the
I was
songs.
bashing on Jerry Falwell.
Yeah. So there is some like 80s hair metals that I pull from a lot of songs, and I love it.
Dude, so
Watch Her in the Sky.
what-
Wow.
Watch Her in the Sky. I need an 80s workout montage video
God.
to it.
Well, yeah, because when I first played it for my little boy Taylor on home Google, like he was pretty much doing like aerobics dance moves.
Like I want to see like Rocky pushing shit up a
Yeah.
snowy mountain.
It's
before he's
very
gonna
much
fight Ivan
it's like an
Drago.
80s metal like rock anthem. It pumps you up.
Yeah, it's a real big tribute to like the late 70s through 80s arena rock. And
I can't-
Exactly.
I can't pronounce it, but the second track on the album.
Yeah.
it's Kaysarion.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fucking
fucking
awesome.
awesome. That's what they
Kaysarion.
opened with at the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I love that
That's
song.
all- It's fucking
that's
awesome.
good. It's a good like faster song.
Yeah, I
that
learned-
also
I learned that
motivates you.
intro yesterday. I was like,
I
I gotta figure
I enjoy that and
Spillway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spillway's good, but Spillway starts off. It sounds like Cold as Ice by fucking Fart.
Yeah,
I just love how they're doing more piano and
Yeah.
less organ.
Yeah.
It's different. And Griftwood, ooh, it's so good, like poppy rock.
I love the album. I think it's good. I obviously
It
Some
took me-
songs do hit you in the feels though. Like
It took me a few
Hard.
listens. I didn't love it off the bat, but the more I've listened to it, I'm in. Like
Yeah.
it's
Good.
great. Like
Good,
Tobias
good.
Tobias Forge is a genius. Like, and then fucking
He-
Michael
he-
from
he-
Opeth did the guitars on it. And so I
he,
mean,
Tobias is a modern Freddie Mercury. Ghost is horror queen,
yeah.
pretty much.
I could totally see that. But like I love those elements of like Foreigner and Journey and like those big epic arena 80s bands.
And they still hit you with the horror songs with
Yeah.
"Call Me Little Sunshine" and "Hunter's Moon." So they still
Hunter's Moon is top for me,
Yep.
but Watch Her in the Sky.
And then-
Wow.
Bob on Friday saw the Iron Maidens and Girls.
Oh,
Yeah, good show. Absolutely.
where was that at?
Penn's
Penn's
Peak.
Peak.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how I
That's
missed
right.
it, but I found out about it like Wednesday. And I'm like, fuck, I can't
It's
go.
goofy because of the pandemic, they actually rescheduled the show 4 times. I had the tickets for 2 years.
The Penn's Peak. I followed them online, and they were having a hard time this time and during COVID with the shows, and you know, some of the shows they have, some of them are still being canceled.
One of my favorites, Robin Trower, was on the lineup for this year. He was supposed to play in May and he canceled.
I think Eric Gales is there, and man, I kind of want to go to that. He's such a phenomenal blues player, dude. Like, so you know how Hendrix played a left-handed guitar?
He played a right-handed guitar.
Well, yeah,
down.
yeah, he played
upside
left-handed.
down. Yeah.
No, so Hendrix played a right-handed guitar, left-handed, but he strung it normally like a guitar player does. Eric Gales plays left-handed, but still strung as a right-handed guitar.
Oh wow!
And he's such an amazing blues player.
All right, so we just poured the extra Guinness extra
talk
stout.
about that yet, but yes. So this
You
is
guys already drank it?
no. This is the one. This is one of my show beers today. So the extra stout's kind of like their normal carbonated version of the Draught.
So there's several versions of the extra. So make sure you should have this one.
Yeah. So I've never had this, and immediately smelling it, it smells more of a Hershey chocolate porter than Hershey chocolate porter does.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned chocolate because the thing that this makes me think of the most when I drink it is a Tootsie Roll.
It smells insanely chocolatey. That's what I got out of it. I don't know how. I said once again, never had this.
Okay. But yeah,
But it still says coffee, creamy, full. There's no chocolate.
So this one's carbonated like a normal beer. There's no nitro in this one.
I love carbonated beers, but
this is
I love
down,
nitro.
hands down better than Guinness Draught.
Yeah, I get like
You're not wrong.
Tootsie Rolls, caramel, malty, a touch of sweet, and maybe like a hint of brown sugar on the.
If you made this beer, if I was the brass of Guinness and you handed me a Guinness Draught, and then you're like, hey, we made extra, I'd be like, just throw the other one away. We're gonna make this over. This is the go-to.
Bob, I like the way you said touch of sweet.
Yeah, I would dump every barrel of the normal Guinness to just make this the normal. Like when you think Guinness, this should be the one you think. In my opinion.
You're not wrong.
This is fantastic. And I don't like stouts.
The only one
I think
is better, which I wish they had when I was at Wegmans yesterday, is the Guinness Extra Foreign.
Yep.
That is my 100% favorite Guinness, but the shelf was empty.
This is unbelievable. I can drink a bottle of this. No doubt. That's saying a lot for someone who doesn't like dark beers.
Win by attrition.
Yeah.
By attrition.
I love the classic Guinness is still my favorite, but this one is a very close number 2.
Really? What does the other Guinness bring to the table that this one doesn't?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, probably that. And like the smoothness of the nitro, I think I can crank them down easier than a regular carbonated because it sits less in the belly then.
I'm going to get really weird here, and I'm sorry that your children are listening, but like Guinness Draught is like a hand job. You know what I mean? Like they're not bad. Everybody wants them every now and then.
Old-fashioned.
But, a good old-fashioned. But when the extra stout is like when she puts her mouth on it, you don't ever want to go back. Like, you know what I mean?
I can go between both, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but a hand job you could do yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
unless it's a stranger.
This is the old fashioned, and this is the old mouth hug right here. And then I don't know what this bourbon age is going to do to me, but that might be the full Monty.
So all right, so we're to the Guinness extra stout.
Guys.
I'm glad we found this today because it was funny because we stopped at Weiss to just grab extra Guinness Draught cans, and then we're cold, but they had the extra stout. So like, fuck, let's add the extra one in.
This is. I'm glad you.
So I'm glad we did.
I'm glad you found it too because this is really, really good.
So Guinness Extra Stout, obviously from Guinness. It's considered an Irish dry stout as well. It comes in at 5.6% ABV. It's been checked in approximately 15,000 times, where it averages a 3.71. I have 44 friend check-ins where it averages 3.95. As deep as Guinness Extra Stout's color is its taste.
Dale liked my take. He's laughing. In the
crisp barley cuts through hops. A bite draws you in. Bold flavors linger. Bitter Mary sweet. A rich, refreshing taste. Brewed with skill. Built to last. Direct descendant of our archival recipes, Guinness Extra Stout is based on a beer first brewed in 1821 when Arthur Guinness II set down precise instructions for brewing his superior porter. This beer has since become the precursor to every Guinness innovation you've ever enjoyed. Brewed at our St. James Gate Brewery in Dublin, Guinness Extra Stout is crafted from the finest quality malt, hops, and Irish barley. Sharp and crisp to the taste, it is an entirely different experience from the smooth, creamy Guinness Draught and punchier foreign Extra Stout, but the trademark Guinness flavors preside. We've come a long way since this beer was first dreamt up in the 1800s, but we've stuck to our values. We're blessed with over 250 years of brewing experience, and as Guinness moves forward, history accompanies us into the bottle, still enjoyed by people all over the world.
That's fantastic.
So I think what edges the normal Guinness out of Extra Stout to me is just the availability. Like very rarely do I ever see.
We
Extra
always
Stout
have
at a
the
bar.
extra at
No,
the
I
craft
mean
house,
like at
but
a
like
bar.
out, yeah, like out
I'm at a
somewhere.
bar-
you walk in a bar and this are on the shelf. Where you go?
The bottle,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Extra Stout over the bottle. But if
Yeah.
they have a draft Guinness, I'm gonna go with the draft
Oh,
Guinness.
totally.
Yep.
See, I would go draft. I would go bottle extra. I mean, I have to try Guinness actual
Maybe
draft.
we'll do an extra content of we'll get a
I was gonna
proper
say-
pour.
Well, you know what we need to do is we need to find like a legitimate Irish bar, and like whether it's a day trip to Philly or
Or you
something.
guys can subscribe to the Patreon.
Or
and
we
pay
can
for
just
it.
drive
And
to Maryland.
There
Yes.
has to be some place that has this untapped.
Let's just go to Maryland. Seriously, when the weather breaks, let's take a trip to the Guinness Brewery and go for the day.
Did they have
I'm
Extra
in.
Stout on tap when you
I'm
were
in.
down there, Bob?
They have everything on tap.
I don't believe they had the extra.
Really? I know they have it in bottle.
Yeah, but they would have the normal Guinness on tap,
Yeah.
and it's at actual Guinness.
They
so
have
they'd
they
be
have all
pouring
the
it
Guinness stuff on
correctly.
tap for the most part, and then they have all this like craft beer versions of like they have the Guinness Draught as a black IPA there when I was there last time. It was
Ooh.
fucking Guinness. It was the Guinness Draught, but instead of a stout, they turned it into a black IPA.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant someone labeled it that. Sorry.
No, no.
I do that
they-
more
then
hops.
they had-
Hell yeah, dude.
I think my dad had the extra Draught, but it was then like I said, it changes all the time, and we were there way long ago. But it was a oatmeal cookie version of a Guinness when we were there that day. But like I said, they just make these amazing different.
Well, that's like a nice
combinations.
3-hour trip. We can do that.
Yeah,
I'm in. I'm in.
Let's do it.
we'll have a road trip.
We'll put it on the calendar.
Why does it have to be nice out to go though?
I mean, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I mean, you're willing to slade dog your way to Jersey, so.
Mm.
I went to Royersford yesterday.
The
in
Broncos
fucking
saved my life.
blizzard. Dude, my-
I only drove over to Pottsville yesterday.
I
but-
drove. I drove to Royersford yesterday to get a tattoo in the fucking whatever.
Dude, that
blizzard.
tied together so nice.
Dude, oh my god, I can't wait till he finishes it.
Who's your
Minus-
tattoo artist?
Kyle Bear at Ink Bear. This is Kyle Bear BEHR, but he's at Ink Bear BEAR on Instagram.
Follow him. It's great. He did the first half of Andy's tattoo, and then
He
the
did
second half.
his whole arm. So I have an Ahsoka Tano. As anyone who's been listening, I'm a fucking huge Star Wars nerd. So I have an Ahsoka Tano tattoo on the outside of my forearm, and on the inside, I just started a Vader piece, and they're kind of facing each other. And the lightsaber is fucking insane.
It is insane.
I cannot wait to see the rest of it. And he has like, so it's Vader. I don't know, we'll maybe post a picture, but his red lightsaber, Vader, and then it has like a purple out like background with Force lightning, and then the Death Star 2.
I'm actually looking forward to Vader with the colors.
Oh, I cannot wait to see what he
Like,
does with the
'cause-
Vader colors, because it's gonna be all the like black.
It's not just going to be black, but
Yeah.
it's just going to be colors because everything was so shiny it reflects color.
Yeah.
Yeah, shading
Yep.
and shadows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
especially the
can't-
red from the saber
Yeah.
casting on
I
his,
can't
his,
wait
his
to
shiny
see-
black ear.
Oh, God.
I can't wait to see what he does. But the Force lightning with the purple is fucking awesome, and then it wraps around my wrist, and then there's like a dark purple in the bottom.
I've seen a lot of Star Wars
Ahsoka.
tattoos, but
Dude, he
that
killed it.
one,
Are you
Yeah.
still doing what I told you to do with the inside arm? The double sun. Like
Oh, Tatooine, maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see. It's probably gonna be something Mandalorian though.
okay.
But
Put
I don't
Baby
know
Yoda
what-
in there.
Yeah,
the outline
Yeah,
of Vader so far is just so good,
yeah. I
It's
can't
really
wait.
nice.
I can't wait to.
and
Look at that
reflection
image.
off the. I look forward to seeing the colors and reflection off the eyes.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. We're here. New trailer dropped.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You just had a stroke.
I have watched it over and over. I cannot wait. May 25th. So that's like the 45th anniversary of Star
Yep.
Wars. I think
Yeah, the
is
first movie.
when Obi-Wan Kenobi drops.
Yeah,
on
because
Disney
like
Plus.
because everyone was like, oh, why not drop it on May 4th? And then they're
Because-
like,
Yeah.
it's the anniversary of the original
Yeah,
movie.
45th
What day does
anniversary.
it drop?
May 25th. It's the 45th anniversary of New Hope.
Well, what day is that on?
I'm
Of the
not
week.
sure.
I'm gonna
So,
assume probably.
I was gonna say
Wednesday.
if it's during the week, are you gonna take off work?
No, I won't do that.
So essentially, what
May
about this trailer
25th
as
is
a
a Wednesday.
essentially as a non-Star Wars fan? What about this trailer pops you?
So what I think is going to, so they're adding the Sith Inquisitors,
But I'm saying whatever his name is,
Ewan
right?
McGregor.
He
Yeah.
was there was no inkling or hints that he was going to come back and play Obi-Wan ever again, right? So
No,
even,
there was.
Yeah,
Oh, there
he was very vocal
He was
about
very vocal about wanting to be
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan again.
Yeah.
wanting and then actually getting are two different things.
So what's great about this is that, so like the thing is, because like Alec Guinness and Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm sorry, Alec Guinness, who originally played Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ewan McGregor, there's only a 2-year difference in their age of where they're at in the timeline.
I don't know what you mean by that.
So this takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
So there's only a 2-year, like Alec Guinness, I think, was 62 or something when he did Star Wars, and at the timeline, Ewan McGregor would have to be like, he's like 58 or something, would, if they actually did the proper timeline. So
Yeah.
age wise, there's only a 2-year gap, so it still fits.
Okay.
Ewan's old enough now to pick up where the original by Alec Guinness left off.
Yes. So there's only that 2-year gap. People looked older back in the day.
So timeline wise, he fucked up Darth Vader. And then he's now again essentially this
He's
trailer.
in exile.
He's watching over Luke
Yes.
to make sure he's fine.
Yes.
And now the rebels are taking over the
well,
Jedi and they're
well, this is before the rebellion. So what's happening is the Sith the Sith Inquisitors, they work for Palpatine. They are essentially dark Jedi.
they're like, we're getting Star Wars and fucking horror talk today.
they're essentially they're dark Jedi, but they're not like Sith Lords, because the rule of two with Sith Lord. There's always an apprentice and master. So like you can only have 2 true Sith. So these are Force sensitive people that are trained or turned Jedi that their specific purpose is to hunt Jedi. So basically they're trying to find Kenobi because they know Kenobi's still alive somewhere. And like
they're
very-
pissed because he fucked up 2 of their boys.
Yeah, they're
he
really-
fucked up Darth and he fucked up Darth Maul and Darth Vader.
Yes. So Darth Maul is no longer a Sith at this point. So
Well, they think he's dead.
no, you got to watch Clone Wars to understand all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
he's still alive.
There's an entire at this point, Darth Maul is running a crime syndicate, but
Obi thinks he's dead.
no, he knows he's alive.
Oh, he still knows he's
Yeah,
alive.
he still
Okay.
knows he's alive. But because Obi-Wan Kenobi, spoiler alert, kills Darth Maul in Rebels.
Yeah, spoiler. 20 years later.
No, Rebel. That was like 5 years ago when this happened. So it's.
I'm saying movie wise.
Yeah, movie wise, yeah. But so basically, Darth Maul survives Obi-Wan cutting him in half because lightsabers cauterize the wounds. So he didn't bleed out. He gets robot legs. He's insane. He gets brought back by the Night Sisters in Clone Wars. But whatever. That's a completely. We can do an entire show.
You
on that.
Yeah.
are too gay for Star Wars.
I know.
It's unreal. I love Star Wars, but you're fucking gay.
It's all right, man.
we had
I love it though.
we had your love for Halloween. Now we're gonna try.
I do love Star Wars though.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of Vader.
So where you're at with Halloween and all that shit, I'm at with Star Wars. So, but
That's fine.
I love getting him talking about this on the podcast because if you watch video wise, you can see a transformation in his face.
yeah,
how
exactly.
passionate he
dude,
gets.
I
He
love it.
geeks the
Like,
fuck
it's
out.
So
Yeah.
good, but like
he almost cried
let
one
him-
episode talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes, just let him go. Let him go. Let him get it out.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters too. So whatever.
I love it. I fucking love it.
But so like in the timeline is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So Darth Maul's still out there. So he might make an appearance in this because he's currently a crime lord.
Well, there's a scene in it where I don't know Star Wars, right? So I just seen this one character with the white face, and I thought it was pre-Darth Vader.
No, so that is the Grand Inquisitor. So that is
Yeah,
the
but that's the thing that you always have to remember, though, is that the original trilogy takes place after the other one.
Yes.
so the time frame difference between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope is 17 years. So this takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, but there's still 7 years before A New Hope. So the Empire is in its prime. The Sith Inquisitors are out there hunting the remainder Jedi from Order 66. So they know Kenobi's out there and Vader wants him. So the Grand Inquisitor is the pale face guy. Everyone's butthurt right now because of the design of him.
I like it though.
I'm fine with it. I don't care. Like if a character design doesn't translate perfectly from animation to real life.
Someone said that there's a character from the animated who looks not even human, and he's a human character because his jawline is so stupid.
That's probably the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, and they're like, you can't recreate that for realistic.
So here's the thing. So the Grand Inquisitor, his race are the Pauans, which are in episode 3 when Obi-Wan goes to kill General Grievous.
What's up, Beer Snob? Sorry, we're getting Andy's Star Wars out
What
of the
up,
way.
Beer Snob? They go to kill General Grievous, and those people of that planet are his race, and they did it very well in episode 3. Now in
Mazel tov.
Rebels, his voice is Jason Isaacs. So if you know who that is Draco Malfoy's father in Harry Potter.
Okay.
So Lucius Malfoy. So he's a very good actor. He's also the bad guy in The Patriot, and he's a fucking piece of shit in that movie. But Jason
plays Tavington.
Yeah.
Well, this guy also has a double red lightsaber like Darth Maul did.
Kind of.
Because I also watched The Patriot yesterday.
Nice. So the Patriot, Jason Isaacs is the British like commander and the Patriot, and he's a piece of shit. But and then he's also in Event Horizon. He's the doctor. But anyway, apparently he was tied up with another because of all the delays with COVID and everything. Kenobi got delayed, so he ended up signing into another show. So he was not able to do it. That's what, because everyone's butthurt why he's not it. Because everyone likes to get butthurt of why the animated people aren't playing their real life counterparts.
Yeah, if obviously they don't look like their real life counterparts, you can't do it.
But no, Jason Isaacs would have been perfect. But apparently he was tied up with another show. He couldn't do it. So the new Inquisitor apparently was in the Hitman sequel. I don't know. But the design doesn't look that great but when you have to factor in like the prosthetics and action, because that's what happened with Ahsoka Tano in Mandalorian. Everyone was pissed off that her head tails didn't go down to her fucking waist because like as Togruta's age, their head tails get bigger. But they found when they did a larger prosthetic, Rosario Dawson couldn't do her stunt spots.
Did you already pour this?
No.
Dude, you need to save Star Wars for the rest of us.
I know. I'm gonna wrap up here in a second.
No, that's okay. Go on.
But basically, I think it's a practical issue. Like they're trying to focus on practical effects. The guy's not gonna look exactly like animated. Get the fuck over it.
I will say this: I am not a huge Star Wars fan, but hearing you talk about your passion for Star Wars makes me want to watch the series more.
Do you need to
I
watch
do love Star Wars. Growing up on the original, because I remember you know, when I was little going to Leonard's Video in Minersville, I remember renting. My parents would be like, "Oh, rent one movie," and I was curious about Star Wars. Like I knew what Star Wars was. I watched it before, but like as I got older, I really wanted to like pay attention and learn. And you know, I would rent them. And I do love Star Wars. I remember wearing an old in the 80s a Chewbacca shirt. You know, like it looked like just like an iron-on
I'm
print.
a Jedi,
And I have
What's that?
I have a lighter burn that looks like a Jedi mark.
Kind of. It looks like a little bit like the Rebel Alliance.
As much as I'm into horror or 80s comedy or whatever, I do like Star Wars. And like I said, when he went to Monster Mania with me, about I had an actual Darth Vader helmet that I had him sign, and I still have it, and I'm never gonna let it go.
Yeah, David Prowse, we met him at Monster Mania.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He died a few years
And
ago.
I met
And Prowse played Vader, but didn't voice him.
He was the body behind Vader.
yeah, because
He voiced him
because in the 60s and
Yeah,
70s
but
he was
a really bad Cockney accent.
in the 60s and 70s David Prowse was a
He's a body.
bodybuilder. He was a huge guy. He was in
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange. He played I think the evil of Frankenstein.
Well, the cool
He
thing
played
about
the
Vader,
Frankenstein.
as a horror fan, even though if you're not a horror fan and you're like Star Wars, or you like sci-fi, Vader was one of those characters that had such a fear to him. Like when he showed up on screen, you're like, oh, everyone's fucked. You know what I mean? He was almost like the Michael Myers of the sci-fi world.
Exactly.
Plus, we want to
Like
talk horror connection. Peter Cushing, who played Grand Moff Tarkin, was Abraham Van Helsing, and Christopher Lee was Dracula. So,
But
Count
like
Dooku.
it's even it almost felt like the beginning of of the villain having a theme.
Yeah.
So you would hear the music and then
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah,
was in the Imperial
especially
March.
when
See
he's
him.
coming. Like when I'm at work, coworkers are digging off. I'm like, yo, Vader's coming.
Yeah. Like when you hear ch-ch-ch.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear
Yeah,
that?
it's like
Vader had the and you're like, yo, it's fucking over.
Yep.
So that was the cool bridge between a horror.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to be choked without actually being choked.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was what was so cool about Rogue. The end of Rogue One, the last like 2 minutes is like, holy fuck, you get to finally see Vader in his glory.
There's
He
a
just
rumor that
absolutely murders everybody.
there's a rumor that we may see the kid from Shameless in this Obi-Wan series because I guess timeline wise,
He'd be too old. He's too old now.
oh
Be in
really?
that. Like during that is when he would have been. So he would have been Cal Kestis would have been a Padawan during this No, he would have been probably like 18 years old maybe at this point.
Because they said he can fall in this timeline at some point.
He does. When Order 66 happened, he was like 12 and he escapes to I forget what the planet is, but it's like a scrap planet that he works kind of undercover. And then when Fallen Order happens, like he's like the Inquisitors come after him.
Yeah.
Did I ever play the failed audition sing for Darth Vader with you?
No.
Oh, I have to send you. Remind me when we're done.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link.
All right.
It's Sean Connery auditioning for Darth Vader.
Oh, dude. That's amazing.
Well, you
Well,
guys read
'cause they
this
were-
off. I'll be right back.
They were talking like what Dustin Hoffman and shit for fucking Han Solo.
We're actually 2 beers.
Al
behind
Pacino.
now.
Yeah, we are 2 beers
Sorry.
behind, so we got to jump in here real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
We'll do,
Sorry for my Star Wars rant. Any of our friends?
That's
Maybe we'll
okay.
do a
But to
single
hurry up
year
and
Star
hop
Wars.
in, I do watch
yeah, that show. Yeah.
I do watch Empire
Strikes
Strikes
Back.
Back every Christmas day.
Nice. See, I watch Lord of the Rings around Christmas. I don't know why.
You had to get it out. You had to vent
Yeah.
about it, and that's okay. That's why we're here.
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll do a
to
full
just-
Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I was just
episode.
gonna say that we should do a Star Wars episode.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're just let you just rant and
I
rave
will
and
rant and
fill
I'll
everybody
make it.
in on the facts.
All right, let's check when May 4th is.
I'll bring.
All right.
I'll do it. I'll bring the helmet.
Harp Premium Lager.
We are on Harp Lager now because sorry we got on a tangent.
This is another Guinness product. It's considered a pale lager. It comes in at 4.5% ABV and it's rated at 21 IBUs. It has been checked in over 169,000 times, where it maintains a 3.3 average. I have 153 friend check-ins where it averages a 3.26. The best-selling premium Irish import lager in the world today. This rich golden Pilsner style lager with a smooth, refreshing hoppy taste is brewed the Irish way, using only the finest barley and pure spring water from the Cooley Mountains of Dundalk, Ireland. And the flavor profile is light, smooth, clean, sweet, and malty.
Which one was that?
We're on Harp
Harp.
now because of my Star Wars rant. We're a beer and a half behind.
Oh my goodness. So I knew that was gonna happen. I literally
you
as soon
don't want
as-
me to go deep into Star Wars. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh,
While you were
literally-
gone,
I pulled the pin and threw it. And then
while you were gone, he mentioned about doing a Star Wars episode,
I love it.
On May.
and that's okay. I will do
I
that
may
one.
have a Star Wars beer.
And
I'll bring the helmet.
Actually, there are 2 Star Wars beer from Stable 12. There's light and dark
I
side.
forgot to bring that can for you.
And
we have a
The
we have
beam me up, Luke.
Yes.
we have a beer in the fridge.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
And then made
the
the-
fluff, the Death Star
Score.
one. Yeah, the 4
Yeah.
score one. That one is so good too.
and then May the 4th falls on a Wednesday, so we'd have to either do it that's
That week.
the prior Sunday or the
Yeah.
one after.
So May the 4th week, that
Yep.
Sunday, we'll do a Star Wars episode.
I'm in.
I'm
Yep.
in. Let's.
I
do it.
am in.
All right, there it is. You guys heard
All right,
it.
we're
So
doing
if
it.
you hate
You like-
everything we did today,
If you like Star Wars, tune in.
I may or may not wear my Jedi.
Star
robe.
Wars and beers.
you're gonna dress up.
I might. I'll bring my lightsaber at least.
I'll
But,
have a
all right,
helmet.
we're on Harp.
I'll have,
now,
I'll have a
so-
helmet on. I can't drink through the helmet. A stormtrooper helmet.
All right, so we're on Harp. Bob, did you just did the description, right?
Yes.
All right. Sorry.
Get us back on track.
My
Bob.
brain is.
He's so passionate. I love it. Real quick, while we were there, Brian the Beer Snob joined us and said he shared. So thank you
Thank you,
so
Brian.
much.
Thanks.
And also the STD boys.
Nice.
They're called the Square Table Degenerates, but they go by STD. I love them. They said, "Yo, what's going on?"
What up,
They're
gentlemen?
Square Table. If you're still here, drop your link in there so people can click on it and go see your stuff. Brian also said sup Dave and BC, showing some love to people in there. And I took off May 5th for Cinco de Mayo. So there you go. He's ready for May 5th, but he's ready for beer reasons. But
Well, we can do like a combined May the 4th and Cinco de Mayo. We'll get a bunch of Mexican beers too.
there you go. I love it.
Or we'll do Cinco de Mayo. We'll do Mexican beers. for the
Or,
start.
we'll find a day in the middle between St. Patrick's Day
Or
and Cinco de Mayo.
Sitho de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de
Sitho
San
de Mayo.
Patricio.
So we'll get all Mexican lagers, but we'll put
Ocho de Cinco.
we'll put
Yes.
different colorings. We'll put different food colorings in each one, so they look like different lightsabers.
But
Very
all right,
nice,
we'll have to
very
start
nice.
looking for some Star Wars beers for our Star Wars episode. So we got one. I know I can get 2 others at least.
Yeah, if you know any places that make Star Wars themed beers, let us
fuck,
know.
we need another Mandalorian beer.
Fourscore. Fourscore.
Or,
Games.
Brewery Fire.
Brewery Fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brewery Fire. When we get
Yeah,
another
them and,
Mandalorian.
and they did one at Broken Goblet. did
Okay,
those
so
ones
here's
too.
our project, gentlemen. Find Star Wars beers for May the 4th.
Okay.
We're gonna make a post when this is done, and if you're watching live, and Kelly, if you're watching, clip this. But here's your challenge: tag breweries that make Star Wars beers or breweries that you would like to see a Star, and then maybe we can get one for this. Like we can do like all Star Wars themed beers for that, and we can be like, who's the best Star Wars
You
themed beer?
got about 2 months, so that
We
should
got
be
a lot
plenty
of
of
time. We got
time.
a lot of lead time. Let's do
Yes,
this.
yes.
That'd
Do
be
your
so much
homework.
fun.
Do your homework.
All right, where we at, Bob?
All right. So this takes us.
Sorry for the tangent.
It's entertainment, brother.
Holy shit! That's
So this takes us. I'm sure that's going to be the consensus reaction. The Guinness Imperial Aged Stout aged in bourbon barrels. This is
Over on
the
that
only Guinness product on the table today that is made at the Open Gate Brewery in Baltimore. It's considered an Imperial or a double stout. It is 10.3% on the ABV scale, and there are no IBUs listed. This has been checked in just shy of 7,000 times, where it averages a 4.01. I have 25 friend check-ins where it averages a 4.05. At Guinness, we're known for our stouts. When we brew them in Baltimore, we have a long heritage and history from which to draw. For this stout, we took it even further by aging it in bourbon barrels. The resulting beer is a bold, flavorful, roasty stout, exactly what you'd expect from Guinness. From the barrels, we extracted huge aromas of bourbon, vanilla, and dark fruit like raisins and figs. A beer best enjoyed by the fire, surrounded by the warmth and cheer of great food and great friends. The flavor profile is listed as smooth, boozy, barrel-aged, sweet, and chocolate.
so. This is the normal drought in barrel aged.
That's my take.
I would love to try this as the extra in the barrel age.
Holy shit.
This
That is so heavy on caramel.
I really like it.
this does not drink at all.
This does not
it's
drink
a
like 10.3. No,
I
there
mean,
is.
you can tell the boozy, but yeah, you would never think
It's
it was
so
10.
easy.
It's not
though.
even strong booziness either. Like it's not like burning like it took a shot of Tully.
But
I-
it's so good though.
A huge hit of caramel, and again, I like. To me, I get Tootsie Roll hints. Just that finish, the maltiness, the hints of chocolate. This is
Yeah,
fantastic.
dude, like, The smell, I like right off the nose is like super caramel to me.
How long have you been sitting on this?
How long ago did I go to the brewery?
Is that where you bought it?
Yeah, and that was stored at room temperature until Wednesday night. I put it in the fridge Wednesday.
Dude, I would love when we go up there. I want to buy a
Down
bottle of this.
Down there.
Or down there, sorry. When
Is
we
it
go
down?
yeah.
We're
when
going
we
to
go,
Maryland.
when we go down there, I want to buy a bottle of this. and
Well, it could be up there, but it'll take you like 2 years to get it.
Yeah.
I feel
We're
like
gonna go straight until
because
we
we're
keep
full
going.
of mountains. When you go somewhere with no mountains, it's down.
Yeah.
No, this is really good though.
I want to buy and then like have that. This is
Holy fuck.
so good. This is anniversary level beer. Like this is where we're like, hey, we hit our year anniversary and we bust something out like this.
Do like
The caramel coffee, there's some toffee notes in there. Oh my god, dude.
Maybe
Maybe toffee's a better explanation than Tootsie Roll.
I may be
Damn.
off on this.
now, Bob. Do you love Tootsie Rolls?
I love
That's
Tootsie
your
Rolls.
mentioned
second
Tootsie Rolls
That's your
a
second
lot.
Tootsie Roll reference today.
No, that was the fourth.
I'm not a huge Tootsie Roll fan.
I
I
love
mean,
Tootsie
like they're okay. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something unique to Guinness.
Are your
where-
taste buds looking for a Tootsie Roll taste? Are they
But,
desperate
yeah,
for Tootsie Roll?
I think that there's just something different about the chocolate hints,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
toffee hints
I agree.
that you get off of Guinness, and to me, that's
that's a
closest
good
flavor that I can
explanation of it
relate
because
them to.
Tootsie Roll's not quite chocolate, but it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. No, I like that.
I know we
Maybe
don't-
It's that combination of toffee and chocolate.
And in what, like close to 100 episodes, that's the first time I ever mentioned Tootsie Roll.
It is. It's
Sure,
just
yeah,
funny
it
that
is.
it's the same episode. It's like 4 times.
That was 6.
Where I know we don't give our scores here, but where does this rank?
I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, this is probably gonna be my vote for beer of the night. And at a minimum, this is a 4.5 to me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna agree with Bob.
Same.
I
I'm
agree
gonna
with
vote
Bob.
on it already.
I agree with Tootsie Bob.
I'm gonna
Tootsie
agree.
Bob.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
agree with it already. Beer of the night, fucking the Guinness Bourbon Barrel.
That's a t-shirt. It says Bob as Tootsie from the movie Tootsie.
You laughing made me laugh.
I
never heard you laugh that hard.
I will say this right now. I gave it a 5.
All right.
That's a 5.
Holy shit.
That's
Tony
a beer.
gave a stout a 5.
Dude, I honestly, I think
Your dad is shitting his
Did we
pants.
just make Tony like dark beers again?
That we might
depends. It
have.
depends on where's the other bottle. We're missing the bottle here.
Which one are we missing?
Extra.
Oh, they're right here. There you go.
All right, I'll go first for second place. Extra stout.
I'll second that.
Well, I'm gonna third it. So, what do you?
Well, I mean, might as well. Extra stout.
You got nothing, Zach. You got to vote extra stout.
Extra stout it is.
All right, third place.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm torn. I'm gonna be honest. This was good, but the nitro turned me off a little bit. I didn't like the
You
way.
don't like nitro?
I don't like the way the nitro kind of gives it that taste.
Because if there's a beer with nitro, like I prefer that. I
Really?
love beers, nitro version of beers.
Yeah.
See, now to me, I love nitro on darker beers. This new fad added. Sometimes they're okay with IPAs, but I think when the thing with adding them to fruit beers, I think it ruins them.
I don't like. Well, Trogs was doing the nitro nugget, and I didn't think it was good. Like, I think it muted the hop character that Nugget Nectar has. But like this one here, I think this is good. I agree on the light. Like, but Boddington's Pub Ale too is
Yeah.
also in nitro, and it's usually really good. But
I'm-
that's my number. That's my.
I'm very torn between the Dancing Gnome, Murphy's, and Harp is for my number 3. I think this was a great beer. I think everything about this was good, but I don't think it makes my top 3. So I would. That's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck between Harp, Murphy's, and Dancing.
Like Zach and I voted for Wexford, so
Yeah, and I also voted for Wexford.
all right. Well, it's already over.
yeah,
then.
it won. But yeah, I would honestly.
Yeah, see, I would have went for the Dancing Gnome
Dancing
or
Gnome.
the Smithwicks.
But
Really?
to be
I love Smithwicks too. Yeah.
but to be fair, coming up soon, I'm thinking Dancing Gnome will win an episode
Because
because we're gonna do a whole episode on Dancing Gnome.
Okay. Yeah, Dancing Gnome. Out of all of these, for Dancing Gnome to be the craft beer
Yeah.
of the table, it held its own. It held
Oh,
its own
absolutely.
with the staples of craft beer.
And as most episodes, all these beers are fucking awesome. Like, we can't go wrong with any.
No, if there's a
you get
shitty
Harp,
beer-
you get a Smithwicks, you get a Dancing Gnome, you get the Wexford.
Again,
the Tully-
Liquor Rock.
Holy shit, dude! Like that, it's like the 10-year age Tullamore Dew. Fantastic.
Yeah,
And that is a sipper.
I don't have. We didn't get
I
any history
usually-
of St. Patty's Day.
I
still
usually
have it
this
if you
is
want it.
my
We're close to the 2-hour mark.
I can make it.
well,
Yeah, that's okay.
we're long
This
but
is a
funny,
special
remember?
edition.
All right.
Also, all the beers on the table.
So I just said there. I just said.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Do your
let's do it.
thing.
This is a special edition, so we're gonna go over a little bit.
So St. Patrick's Day, obviously in honor of St. Patrick. St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland in the Catholic Church. St. Patrick's Day is also recognized as a religious holiday in the Anglican Communion and the Lutheran Church. Historians generally believe that St. Patrick is a real person and that he lived approximately between the years of 385 to 461.
It's a long time ago.
St. Patrick's Day became an official church holiday in the early 1600s.
I'm being gifted here.
It is one of the few feast days that takes place during Lent, and because it was a feast day, the eating and drinking restrictions of Lent were like looked at.
You don't have to worry about those today.
And that is the actual popular belief as to how St. Patrick's Day has actually become
Ladies losing her shit
associated
because
as a
Zach went for
booze
a walk.
fest.
Yeah.
So because you could eat or drink whatever you wanted on St. Patrick's Day, you
Nice.
didn't have to abstain like you did normally during Lent. They believe that the original real person that became St. Patrick was a Roman Britain citizen.
Boo. Don't like that.
Not like this is like before the Anglo-Saxons and everything. He was a Roman citizen of Britain, and he was kidnapped during a raid, and at the age of 16 was absconded away to Scotland, where he became a slave. His slave duties involved him being a shepherd. He was a slave for, they estimate, to be for 6 years before he managed to escape and work his way back to what we today call England. Once he returned to the Roman Empire, he became a priest, and he was fluent in Irish because he had been there for 6 years. And he made it his life's mission to return to Ireland and convert the Irish to Christians.
Where
We
does
drove the snakes from Ireland too.
real quick? I know this is not St. Patty's Day related, but Guinness. Why do they go with the harp?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I've never looked.
I
at
think it has something to do with Ireland.
It's always been a traditional Irish symbol. I mean, like if you look at the Irish brigades in the American Civil War, it's traditional in Irish flags everywhere. The harp is a traditional Irish musical
symbol,
instrument.
Yeah.
Just like with the clover.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Since the 13th century, the harp has been considered the heraldic symbol of Ireland. It was really set on a dark blue background, which it is, I guess.
It's just their shit.
How the harp became the symbol, I guess we could talk about that. When Henry VIII declared himself King of Ireland in 1541, he upgraded Ireland's status from a lordship to a kingdom. As a result, the country's own unique coinage was introduced, and it featured a harp top of the crown. This symbolized Ireland's place, but over the years, different designs emerged.
Okay.
So it's kind of when they became their own kingdom versus like just.
Well, they weren't really their own kingdom because before the English took over, Ireland was always a series of smaller kingdoms, and even some of them were Viking kingdoms, the raiders. So when they call it the Kingdom of Ireland in the modern sense, it became one of the 4 countries, or I guess actually it would have been 5 at that point, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. So when you were the King of England, you weren't just the King of England. You were the King of England. You were the King of Scotland. Technically, Wales was part of England, and then you were the King of Ireland as well.
One day I'm going to do one of those 23andMe things because, like, my heritage is Irish and Scottish for the most part. So I'm curious if I have Scandinavian and stuff because that's where the Vikings.
Well, but it's funny. I just read a thing on this the other, like maybe 2 weeks ago, and he said that like anyone whose family has been in England for long enough, like at least 25% of their DNA is probably going to show as Danish.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, we had a lot of beers today. We had some Tully 10-year, which is fantastic. We got our beer of the night. The barrel aged. Holy shit, dude. The barrel aged Guinness, fantastic. Bob, what do you got to talk about today?
Not a whole lot. No road trip this week. Crazy week at work. Crappy weather yesterday. Aside from all the great beer on the table and the IWEP network, I'm going to give a shout out to my Dominican Winter League baseball team, Estrellas Orientales.
Hell yeah.
I like it. Bill.
We celebrate the MLB came to terms and the lockdown's over.
They did come to terms.
Baseball will happen.
Also, the interesting thing is that for a tie in the All-Star game, they decided to do a home run derby to break the tie.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun.
So rather than continuing innings, I'm assuming they pick a number of players and they pick a pitcher to pitch against them, and whichever side hits the most home runs then will win the All-Star game.
Oh, that's cool.
Really? That sounds exciting.
Actually really cool.
And I wish they would do it for regular games too.
Yeah,
but
actually, that's kind of cool. I agree.
But
they banned the shift now.
Yes, they did also ban the shift, but that's for a different podcast.
Yeah.
So yesterday I had the pleasure of checking IDs and checking people in at the door at Pilgaroo.
Spot any fakes?
It was a fun day. I did not spot any fakes.
Wow.
I did sell a lot of tickets at the door, and there were a lot of people that came through, which is really good for all the businesses involved.
For how bad the weather was.
Honestly,
I feel like this weekend coming up, they should do St. Patty's Day version 2 and do it with no bad weather. And
Ooh.
I would honestly run it back 2 weekends in a row.
That's
Yep.
a good idea.
I would have done it the week after St. Patty's because like St. Patty's on a Thursday this year, so I would have done it that week instead of this week. But
I would
whatever.
cash in on the bad
But,
weather that day and be like, hey, we're doing it again next weekend and do it twice. That's just me though.
You got to plan for that shit though.
You do.
Weekends are good because, you know, when St. Patty's is during the week, like, but then again, St. Patty's Day is the worst time to go out.
Oh, absolutely.
I've the times where I was able to go out to the bar on St. Patty's Day, you can't get in.
I would say the 2 worst nights for bars are St. Patty's Day and the night before
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
exactly.
ones,
The
yeah.
two
Because
biggest
it's all-
drinking nights.
Like it's all
See, that's I have one of the guys that works for me is a Uber driver. Like he loves St. Patrick's Day.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
it's
Like
good
he's-
for him. It's
but
good for him.
He goes up to Scranton and
Ooh,
I
very
can
nice.
imagine.
But I'm gonna plug the band that played at Pilgaroo yesterday. So first they had the Bird Brothers play.
Mhm.
Obviously, who do well, and I enjoy them when they play because they also played on Friday night as a surprise, sort of after Big J played. But they're called Persona Object.
Okay.
They did a really good job. I really enjoyed them, and I know they're gonna have them back there again.
Yeah, 40 posted
so-
some videos of them. They're pretty cool.
Yep. Once we're done, I'll play some videos for us of their stuff that they posted. But yeah,
How was the
they're a
crowd?
fun band.
How was
Dude,
the
that
crowd?
place is
at Pilgrim?
fucking packed.
It was packed.
That's
No,
good.
It
no
was.
nonsense. No.
Nope.
I love it.
That's good.
No,
That's great. That's what we need anymore because
Agreed.
us and when we were in our 20s, fights,
Oh,
nonsense.
yeah, it's just a
like
fucking
There
mess.
was no nonsense.
the
There
idiots
were
that
a couple.
I love
made for,
I
like-
love just going out with friends, family, having drinks, socializing, just having a good time. And anymore when I don't go out as much as I used to, but when I did, if a fight or something stupid happened, I was out of there.
Yeah,
I was
no
at a-
time for
I
that
was
In
bullshit.
Pottsville, especially now, that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah, no time for that bullshit.
It seems like Crimson House, the Wheel, Black Rock, and Pilgaroo. That shit just doesn't happen, and which is good.
Those places is the best thing
Yep.
to happen for Pottsville right now.
So good.
Especially other business, and I love supporting small businesses as well. Like I started going to the bake shop. I love the bake shop.
Yep.
I started ordering stuff there, buying stuff. Like I do what I can to support local
Small
small
business.
businesses in Pottsville, and I love everybody, and I do what I can to try to do that. And you know, nobody needs nonsense.
No.
Agreed.
Fuck that drama.
And it's good you helped out.
Yeah.
Pilgaroo.
That's
great.
We've been telling them for a while. If any, like, I know our podcast isn't huge yet, but anything we can do to help them out. Like I said, we've been friends with them since they were making beers out of their garage. We love everything they were doing, their hard work, their dedication, their everything they've been putting in to make the beer community stronger in our area. Anything we can do to help out. And Bill has been like, I was sitting there watching the bands last night. Bill was moving chairs and tables for them, like he's working the door for them, like anything we can do to help out. And I'm proud that like our network and our people and our podcast is doing that to help other small businesses. And I'm proud of that.
Pottsville finally has places like good food, good beers, you know what I mean? A good time.
Yep.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell that to my coworkers. I work out in Pine Grove, and you know, everybody out there is just, you know, hooked on
Every area stays in their own bubble.
like they have like you know, certain like little bars and VFWs, and I'm like, there's good places and good food out my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you want a good time, no fights, no hood rat shit.
Now, if you're in Pine Grove and you want to get a good tattoo, Abaddon Tattoo
Yes.
Studio.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That as well. My
What do you-
bad.
What do you want to plug? What do you want to plug or get over
What do you want to promote today?
when you
Zach?
promote? We always give everyone
Yeah,
a
at
chance
the
to
end of
plug
every
something.
show, we go, what are you into? Or do you want to pro Nikki or what do you got?
Oh, well, I already did Nikki.
Well, obviously.
A few times.
Oh, Bill.
At least once we know of. Or another time.
It-
at
it-
Paul's
No, I
Baby.
mentioned her and her work. It's It's good.
And your
Like-
shirt you're wearing, both of these actually
Oh.
can promote the same
Oh,
business.
so I'm wearing a Halloween 3 shirt from Gutter Garbs. That's my favorite horror apparel at the moment. And they came out with this a couple of years ago, I believe. And my hat is from Inked Up Merchandise. He does a lot of embroidery, patches, hats.
That's beautiful.
And when he came out with this
You got the
little
text
while-
that to me then too.
a little while ago, I had to buy it right away. Like, and the fact that it's green and the shamrocks, me living in Minersville, a small mining, Irish mining town. Like,
Mhm.
I could wear this all the time because, but yeah. So,
And Bill's wearing freight rags.
I am.
Yeah.
yes. Nikki has that shirt as well. She actually added bleach to her shirt, and it looks really cool.
Nice.
She
Oh,
did
yeah.
like almost like a tie-dye with bleach
Yeah,
on the shirt.
a reverse tie-dye. I think
Yeah.
they call it.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Dude, I should give her because I always find I have an Interviews Everyday People shirt, and I ordered like a really baby blue one, but I feel weird wearing my
Baby Billy.
face. So I'll give it to her to like bleach it so it has a different look to it.
Yeah, it's great. It looks good.
Yeah. Andy.
Ink Bear, Kyle Bear at Ink Bear, INKBEAR, my tattoo artist. Fucking amazing. You throw him the most vaguest ideas and he comes out with amazing shit. He did my Ahsoka
Good,
Tano.
good.
He's doing my Vader that I started yesterday. He did my my Grey Wind tribute was I had our Husky Malamute mix that passed away. I'm like, make him into a direwolf. And they added the fucking werewood tree from Game of Thrones and all that stuff. And it's fucking awesome.
Yep.
So he's the biggest one, Ink Bear. And go buy the Bangin Beers Paddy shirt because it's fucking awesome. And I did a lot of work to make that look exactly like the fucking Paddy's Pub shirt.
And out of all of the
Genius.
podcasts we have, Bangin Beers is dominating in the sales department when it comes to merchandise. So we appreciate you guys for showing that love and support. I do have a set of stickers coming in, the Lord Anthony ones. I ordered some of that. Everybody on the podcast is ordering stickers too. So if you see us, just ask us. We have stickers that you guys can have. My plug, I'm not wearing green today, unfortunately. I'm very sorry.
There's a small amount of green in there.
There's a little bit of green.
So tell us why you're not wearing green.
I'm wearing my Razor Ramon shirt, and unfortunately, I'm a huge Razor Ramon fan. I'm Click for life. But he's in critical condition. He had complications from a hip surgery, and he had a brain clot that went to his heart or his lungs or his brain. I'm not sure how it works, but he's not doing very well. And a lot of people are thinking we may not have Razor or Scott Hall around anymore.
He could pull through like fucking Ric Flair was going to die like a year ago.
If anyone can do it, it's these fucking professional wrestlers because they're crazy. But that's why I'm wearing my Razor Ramon shirt today because obviously Scott Hall is going through it right now. The bad guy. Yeah, good because things last forever, but good bad guys never die. Or have I fucked up his quote? But
hey yo,
Chico. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing my Razor shirt today because unfortunately,
positive thoughts, Razor.
Yeah, we're and then also in professional wrestling, I was torn between two wrestling shirts. Another guy I really like, Big E Langston. Just recently on Friday night, he went to take a German suplex. Now this guy's young, bodybuilder, doing amazing. Took a German suplex on the outside and broke 2 bones in his neck. And unfortunately, all of his limbs, and he can still move his fingers and his toes, and he has no ligament damage or no surgery needed. He just got to rest and get his neck back to where it was. But young guy who just recently was a WBC champion, doing really well, had a pretty freak accident injury last night, and we don't know if it's
the business. Unfortunately,
we don't know if it's career ending, but fortunately, they're going to say he's going to be able to walk, move, and use all of his limbs and his appendages, which is really good. So yeah, 2 pro wrestling things there, and thank you all so much for hanging out. If you guys ever in the Atlanta area, let me know. Beer Snob, if we ever go to Atlanta, we're 100% going to tell you. And he also says, great podcast, guys. We appreciate that to death. The word of mouth has been fantastic for all of you. Like I said, we've been
killing it on the numbers on Bangin Beers.
The community page is doing great. Everyone's posting beers in there.
Keep sharing, guys. There's 1,000+ of you in our fucking community page, and like 12 posts.
Realistically, any group I'm in or anything I start with a podcast, I can get to about 1,000 of people who are just willing to hit a button because they like me, but not everyone's willing to engage. So the engagement we're just trying to pick up on.
Asking Tell us what you're drinking. You don't need to get anything. Just like, yo, you got to post a beer. You're at fucking wherever.
It doesn't even
I
need
don't
to be
care.
beer. If you're not a drinker, you can. If you're at a brewery or a bar and you got good food,
Yep.
post that too. We're always
Post
down to
cocktails. We don't give a shit, dude.
Anything.
Go
Movie
ahead.
you're watching
Because when our
while having a
spin-off
drink.
when our spin-off Crank and Cocktails comes
Yes.
out.
Not
Look
looking
out.
forward to that. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Interviews, interviews every day, people. So it'll be Monday. Tuesday is Not Cool in High School. We're gonna have Ben from Fright Rags on. Thursday for Tornado Tag Podcast, we're going to be talking with the company Wrestling Over Everything. They're an apparel company. They're really cool. And then we'll back next Sunday.
Bangin' beers. I think we got the Estonia beers next week for Bob.
Yeah,
Yes.
back to 12 o'clock.
Beers
Yep.
from out of the country. So they're
Very-
Estonia, right, Bob?
Yeah, Bojala Brewery Company, Tallinn, Estonia.
All right. So we are going worldwide next week.
Yeah, Stony. I love that little Felix thing. Yeah, thumbs up. And Christopher says this
I think
is awesome.
Snowball
Guys.
gave us a middle finger.
Is that the middle finger? No, it's a thumbs
Oh,
up.
it's a thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
The middle
Thanks,
finger.
Snowball.
We would have.
I would have okay with that too.
Yeah. Christopher says, "This is awesome, guys.
Used to getting the finger.
Yeah.
I love it."
And to the viewers, I keep wiping my mustache because it's 2 inches. So every time I take a sip, I get beer in it.
Keep saving it for later. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for the love. Bangin' Beers podcast. We're out of here.
Thank you for having me.
Peace.
Also, intro and outro music is still the same band. It's Andy's band, Faith in Exile. Just a different song. It's called.
This is a song that actually represents us currently. So
This is called Control.
Do
Alt, Delete.
like.
So go follow
we're on Spotify and all that. We have 2 new songs hopefully coming out in the next few months.
Faith in
Right.
Exile. Go search them. But this is
Very
gonna be
nice.
this is gonna be Control Alt Delete. We'll see you guys next time.